Okay.
time. Be alert, be safe,
Stand by,
and notify
Gareth.
staff members in case of a medical emergency. Please note
90.
no smoking is allowed anywhere on the grounds of Vermonti Park. Any violation of such rules will be enforced to the fullest extent, including removal from the stadium. There's absolutely no food or beverage carry-ins allowed. And all events at Vermonti
Stewart
Park
played
have
today,
no
already had an
rules
RBI
policy.
triple. Yeah.
Please help us keep this ballpark a family-fun environment. We would like each and every experience to be a pleasant one. Please treat your fellow fans with respect and courtesy, so we may all enjoy Ballers Championship Baseball. And finally, fans assume all risk and danger incidental to today's event, including before, during, and after the game. This includes but is not limited to the danger of being injured by throwing bats or balls. Fans also waive any rights against the Pioneer League, member clubs, players, or Vermonti Park for any accidental or personal injury or loss or damage to property. And please don't lean on the railings. If you're parking on Willow Street, they will ticket after 6 p.m., so we recommend parking in the curtain blood lot. And please remember that parking lot gates close 30 minutes after the game, so move your car if you plan on hitting the Prescott Market post-game. Thank you for attending today's game.
Hello, Ballers fans. This is Aaron Miles, your Oakland Ballers manager. Welcome to Vermonti Park.
We're excited to try and bring another championship back to Oakland.
Grab a seat, grab a hot dog, go to the merch shop, maybe get some gear.
Sit back, relax, grab a drink, ice cold honey. We about to put on a show. Good beer, maybe some home runs, and a lot of love.
Say what's up to Strappy and prepare to get loud. We're about to bring another championship back to Oakland.
Hoping to bring another championship to Raymond this year.
Get ready for some Oakland Ballers baseball, because we're about to run it back.
You know, do it for the town once more. Here we go, here we go.
Ballers fan, make some noise! Defending Pioneer Baseball League champion, Oakland Ballers! Here at Vermonti Park in West Oakland, your participation matters, so we need you to be loud all night long. We got a bunch of Little Leaguers here. They're going to need you to be loud with them.
Welcome back to Raimondi Park. It's Game 3, a rubber match between Long Beach and Oakland. Welcome back once again to West Oakland. It's Little League night here from Raimondi Park. Tyler Peterson, Gareth Block, and you at home. Thank you so much for tuning in on Ballers TV. Last night, Long Beach won in a big fashion, 18-5. The Bats were out. They wanted to take a little bit of revenge on how Tuesday night's game has gone. But really, as we've said throughout this whole season so far with Long Beach, a battle between two teams that we don't really see an 18-5 score. So I think today, for Aiden Rissy, Nick Bautista, a familiar face that the Ballers will be facing, maybe a chance for Oakland to finally really dig into this Long Beach team and get a series victory.
For sure, and so far in this series, the starting pitching has set the tone, whether that was Game 1 with C.J. Blowers for Oakland, and then yesterday for Long Beach, it was Nathan Hemmerling who was superb with 6 innings of 1-run baseball and 8 strikeouts. And, you know, starting pitching sets the tone usually. It's going to be up to these two to figure out who wants the rubber match. Aiden Rissy, who's been pitching well for Oakland, ran out of gas a little bit towards the end of his last start, but he was great for the first 5 innings. And then Nick Bautista, who's a former Baller, and now he's in the Long Beach uniform, and he's been pitching some better baseball as of late. So it's going to be fun to see how these two square off, a pair of former Ballers at the beginning of, or one of them a former Baller, and now they square off.
After the break, we're going to tell you about some news that kind of passed us by yesterday. Gabe Tanner made his first minor league start for the Kannapolis Cannonballers, the only other team in baseball that wears the word Ballers across their chest. He goes from one to the other, and we'll tell you how he did on the other side as Ballers pregame rolls on.
Folks, I am speaking to you board now. For tonight only, we'll be doing 30% off tickets to any 2026 regular season Oakland Ballers game. Just go to tickets.oaklandballers.com and enter the promo code SLUGGER as in the big hitter in the lineup. That's right. If you pull out your phone now, you'll get 30% off tickets to see the 2025 champions.
No, just the kid.
Hey everybody, we're the Oakland 68 Strong Crew, and we're going to teach you, the We Love You Oakland chant that we do after every single time the Ballers score a run. Goes like this. Oh, we love you Oakland, we do. We love you Oakland, we do. We love you Oakland, we do. Oakland,
Discussion. So just show anything. We'll do a discussion.
we do. We love you Oakland, we do. Oakland, we love you.
All right, folks, let's meet the lineup for the visitors from Long Beach. Leading off and playing center field, number 7, Eddie Pell. Batting second, the designated hitter, number 14, Derek LaFerriere. Batting third, the first baseman, number 28, Cooper Betts. Batting cleanup, the third baseman, number 21, Patrick Roche. Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 6, Jackson Bird. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 35, Matthew Hardaway. Batting seventh, it's the beer batter, number 20.
Welcome back to Raimondi Park here on the Ballers pregame show. Tyler Peterson and Gareth Kwok before this rubber matchup between the Coast and the Ballers. Well, last night it was a very special day for Gabe Tanner. It took place after we had finished up our game here at Raimondi, but the Kannapolis Cannonballers, the low-A affiliate of the Chicago White Sox, saw their first start from the right-hander from Danville. And how did he do, Gareth?
Oh, he did not disappoint, Tyler. 4 scoreless innings, just 3 base runners allowed. 1 hit, 1 walk. He hit a batter, but he struck out 3, threw only 52 pitches, 33 of them strikes. I mean, can't ask for a better first pro start, or I guess affiliated ball start for Gabe than yesterday against the Fayetteville Woodpeckers, who are the low-A affiliate of the Houston Astros. So very nicely done from Gabe Tanner, and if all things go to plan, he'll pitch likely on next Tuesday for Kannapolis when they return home.
And I don't know if he was on a particular pitch count. He faced 15 batters altogether, and he'd only pitched, must have been Saturday the last time he had pitched. So there may have been some easing him into the team.
Certainly.
And certainly we wanted to see an outing like this. And I think the question always becomes is, okay, how do you transition? But I think one thing that you see a lot of times is pitchers who do have success in the Pioneer League, as Gabe did in his Pioneer League career, it translates pretty well pretty much right away. And even though it was a bumpy 2026, it's a different type of professional hitter. It's not the types of hitters in this league that are going to swing, maybe say like baby scorpions and just go all out at all times. They're a little bit more mature hitters, and that is a different concept for how Gabe will attack hitters, and obviously he did quite well.
Yeah, he was attacking hitters, and he was getting swings and misses, and it's always a fun test just to see, like you said, the translation between Pioneer League competition and low-A competition, where you kind of get a mixed bag of guys, you know, some of them that are still maybe even teenagers or in their early 20s, still figuring things out. Sometimes you get some guys who are maybe a little bit more advanced, like these Pioneer League hitters who are 4 or 5 year guys out of college. So it was good to see Gabe see that result in his first affiliated start.
And I think it's interesting that you said, yes, he's facing younger, less experienced hitters than he had in the Pioneer League, and you're used to seeing in the minor leagues. Maybe sometimes younger guys who get rushed up, or there's a lot of money put in some guys, so they're brought up to higher competition, and they're younger players than Tanner's faced before.
Certainly. As no, that's what this level is about. You know, you get guys that are 20 years old, 21, 22, and then, you know, some certain cases where, you know, Tanner or some hitters who are some indie ball guys that just, hey, let's ease them into affiliated ball, see how they do against younger competition, and if they thrive, okay, then it looks like they might be ready for the next step. So maybe if all things go well for Gabe, if he continues to show some strong starts against competition that is younger than him, then I wouldn't see why not the White Sox promoting him to high A in Winston-Salem.
Well, let's talk about Gabe's timeline too, because he's an older player. He'll be 25. You kind of have to force the hand to say, hey, sink or swim. Go up there and get him, because you want to have a trajectory to Major League Baseball within 3 years.
Right, and 25 is sort of that double-A range. So, but good things for all things considered, a very good start for Tanner.
All right, let's turn it over to our PA address announcer, Mark Kahn, with today's starting lineup.
It's now time to meet the starting lineup for your 2025 Pioneer League champion, Oakland Ballers. Batting leadoff and playing shortstop, number 3, Tremaine Cobb. Taking the field with the Ballers, by the way, will be players from OGSL and Null Soul. Batting second, the right fielder, number 9, Isai Santos. Batting third, the third baseman, number 15, Jake Allgaier. The cleanup hitter, the catcher, number 18, Jaden Kalora. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 27, Noah Blythe. Batting sixth and playing first base, number 16, Jeter Ibarra. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 21, Cam Buford. Hitting eighth, the second baseman, number 23, Nick Leahy. And batting ninth, the center fielder, number 19, TJ McKenzie. On the mound, number 31, Aiden Rissy. Before we start today's game, we acknowledge that the land where the Oakland Ballers work, train, and play sits on the unceded ancestral homeland of the Ohlone in the territory of Huichin, encompassing regions throughout the greater East Bay area. We recognize that we benefit from living and working on their traditional homeland, and we affirm their sovereign rights as First Peoples. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if able and remove your caps. Tonight's national anthem is being performed by Braun from the band Just Friends.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
We are ready to go from West Oakland and the coast. Gareth Kwok lineup like this.
It's the same starting 8, I should say, except for just one notable matchup. Now it's Anthony Mata who will get the start at shortstop. Eddie Pelk leads off. Derek LaFerriere, the DH. Cooper Vest, the first baseman. Pat Roach, the shortstop, with then Jackson Bird in right. Bardowell in left. Jablonski at second. Bats 7th. There's Mata at short. He's making his first start of the series, and then Pappas does the catching.
Let's take a look at our two pitchers brewing pitching matchup for tonight's ball game. First, the right-hander for the Oakland Ballers. It's Aiden Rissy, who's had some of his better performances as of late.
Yeah, and Rissy against Missoula, he got through 5 relatively easily, ran out of gas a little bit in that 6th inning, but what you've liked about him in his last 4 starts, he's gone 5 or more innings in each of his last 4 starts, including against this Long Beach squad that he has familiarity against.
And look at that name, Nick Bautista, the former Baller. You can see his Long Beach numbers there, which are quite good, and he's going to get the start tonight as well. Let's take a look at the Oakland outfield and infield. It's a lot of familiar names. The one change in center, McKenzie, will get the start tonight. Long Beach took 4 of 6 in their last series here in Oakland. So the Ballers would like to exact a little bit revenge and pick up a series victory here. It'll begin with Eddie Pelk, no doubt one of the most dangerous men in the league. 4 hits in the series, a home run, and 3 runs scored. Ballers back in the green jerseys, a kit they've had a lot of success in recently. Lost in Palateros yesterday, if you're into such superstition. The first pitch is a strike right at 6:35. Pat on the back to Casey Pratt and all involved. Whenever we hit that 6:35, it's a beautiful thing.
It's a lost art these days.
2 pitches, 2 strikes. And Pelk is in a quick 0-2. The fastball's been good from Rissy as of late. The tempting pitch, but high and away.
I'm going to be interested to see how Long Beach adjusts. Second time against Rissy this season.
Strike 3 called. On the off-speed pitch, Kyle Prager rings him up. And all 3 games have begun with an Eddie Pelk backwards K. It's not meant much after he puts on a good rest of the night, but certainly something that is quite interesting. Now, Derek LaFerriere, who, well, how do you bench a guy after he gets 4 hits and scores 4 runs and has an RBI? He's the DH today, even though he otherwise would switch off with either Pappas or Best behind the plates. 1-1. Kyle Prager behind home. Down at first is Bill Shortridge and Ron Adams at third. Slider had some good sweep to it, but it's outside 2-1.
What you'll see from Rissy is a 4-seamer that sits in the low 90s. He can sink it, cut it. He's got a slider, sweeper, curveball, and a changeup.
The starter's repertoire. Now 3-1. Tyler and Gareth with you in the box. This game tonight being produced and directed by Tomas down in Buenos Aires. Thank you for being with us tonight as LaFerriere hits it out of play. I know those are interested. It is Mexico 0, South Korea 0 in the 37th minute. A game that could see either of the 2 teams qualify to knockout rounds.
Oh, yeah.
Here comes the payoff pitch. Too high, and you credit LaFerriere for laying off.
Now batting the first baseman, number 28, Cooper Vest.
That'll put a man on in front of Cooper Vest, who only drove in 6 yesterday on 4 hits, a double, a home run, and 2 singles after a quiet 0 for 2 on Tuesday evening. Yesterday in the sun, it was 65 and slightly warm. And as I say that, the sun comes out a little bit through the fog, but it's a slightly cold and windy 63 at first pitch today. Half swing.
Appeal.
Appeal to second. Ron Adams says no. And now it's Kalura who wants to use a challenge.
The call of the ball is being challenged. After review of the challenge, the call is a confirmed ball. Oakland has 1 challenge remaining.
It's a confirmed ball, and it's an early loss of that comfortable first challenge. Anything now becomes stressful for Oakland to use that challenge. There is a strike. 1 and 2.
Well, you could see Kalora asking for the appeal first, kind of going through the chain of command. Let's go through the appeal, and then no, I want the challenge. But it was incorrect.
That is a now learned behavior among this catching core, as that was fairly close to first base. Ballers will host Modesto starting tomorrow for 3 in their first regular season games against the Roadsters. Somewhat of a 6-game series. It's 3 at home, 3 on the road. Gareth will go to Modesto for a second time and meet a fellow Sun Devil broadcaster, Sam over there. The 2-2 to Vest is fouled at the plate, and I'll tell you what, Aiden Rissy's getting some good break on that thing. Already a couple of good-looking breaking balls.
Are you calling it a 3-3 or a 6-game?
I like 3-3, a day off in between, change of venue. Just inside. 3-2.
Well, that's the one you would have liked to challenge if you're Kalora, but he's going to keep it in his pocket.
Well, you back yourself into a corner. 3-2. This is popped up behind home plate over the press box.
And that's where I understand, you know, if you're behind the plate, you feel like you got a good shot at it. You tap the head, but in that case, a 2-strike strikeout situation for the challenge seems a little bit more reasonable to me.
Vest fouls it away.
Oakland, the last couple of games, have been quite successful with their challenges, whether it's behind the plate or even the pitchers initiating the challenge and the hitters as well.
That's a high, deep drive to right field. It's rounding out and batted down. Welcome back to Raimondi Park for out number 2.
Next up,
there she is.
I mean, didn't it have the sound? It had the sound, and the flight looked good until 2/3 of the way down.
32 degrees, that's not bad at all either. No, 38, you know.
Yeah. I thought Vest would show a little bit more emotion because, I mean, he squared that baby up.
Now Pat Roche, who grounds one over the head of Allgaier. 2 on, 2 out. Jake did everything he could. It's just too high a chop. It was a turf chop.
Yeah.
On this all grass infield.
Turf chop.
Or natural grass infield, I should say.
Not a Baltimore chop, a turf chop.
Jackson Bird, the right fielder, who had his first start yesterday, had a 2-run single in the 3rd inning. Made it a 3-0, or rather 3-1 Long Beach lead at the time. Ground ball, Ibarra. Flip to Rissy. And that's the inning. A hit and a walk and nothing else as we head to the bottom of the first. No score on Ballers TV.
Ballers coming back.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, including the Little Leaguers, it's time to welcome the most awesome in the history of the world. He's got a baseball-themed dance for you today. Join him. I've been told this is our broadcast for Tyler Peterson's favorite song in the whole world. I think he can do it. Look at him. He's in the right shape.
No score into the bottom of the first. Oakland's lineup as they try to get a series victory.
Cobb, Santos, Allgaier, Calora, Buford is back in the lineup after a day off yesterday, and TJ McKenzie will get the start in center. He bats ninth.
The pitcher, a familiar face, Nick Bautista, the right-hander, who has had some good success with Long Beach, and he'll face his old team as Cobb stands in. So Cobb stands in. 348, 2 home runs, 13 RBI. And the first pitch is a strike. Ground ball through the right side for a base hit. And Cobb leads off the game with a single.
Now batting to the right field.
Well, Nick Bautista with the Ballers this year had some success, but really just could not put it all together. In 8.31 ERA ended up being only just 4 1/3 innings. But it's good to see him get things right in Long Beach. A much better 3.55 ERA. And Bautista is trying to challenge, and Kyle Prager will give it to him.
The call of the ball is being challenged. After review of the challenge, the call is overturned to a strike.
And it's a strike. You know, I will say this. I've seen more pitcher correct challenges this year already than I think all of 2025.
I was just about to say, I think for every 5 challenges, I think the pitchers are getting 4 of them right in the past couple of weeks that we've seen.
Cobb back to the bag. Of course, among the league leaders, 16 for 16 in steals right now. Santos, the right fielder. Batting .298. There goes Cobb. It's way inside, and Pappas' throw is, well, not in time. Now 17 for 17, Jermaine Cobb.
Well, Bautista took a long time to come home. I mean, by the time Cobb was halfway down, I mean, Bautista was just releasing the pitch.
He does have that high leg kick. The Ballers are aware, and now he goes to third, and Pappas' throw is also not in time. Well, I will say one thing that Oakland does know about Nick Bautista. It is that leg kick. And if you can time it right, he gets a lot of power from that leg kick. And that is why he is such a good pitcher. And that's what him got affiliated ball contracts with both the Rangers and the Mets. But it does take a while to get to the plate. And so that does create some ability for base runners. And you saw with Oakland him go to a slide step quite often, as I think Jimmy and Aaron were working with him on that slide step. 3-1. Grounded foul. But the stuff is good, no doubt, and there's a reason that he has had so much success at the professional level.
Well, if there's anyone who should know about Tremaine Cobb's base killing ability, it's Nick Bautista. But Trey noticed that and did not hesitate, getting all the way to third base.
The 3-2 count to Santos is swung on and missed. 93 on the outside corner, perfectly placed. And one away.
But that's what he can do. 93 on the outside. It's a good, lively fastball. Will probably be another lively fastball today after Hemmerling was humming his fastball yesterday. Bautista also has a slider and a splitter. 3-pitch mix for the former Mets farmhand.
Allgaier, Allgaier at 343, 7 home runs, 29 RBI, his Triple Crown numbers. He swings through that pitch at 91. Allgaier swings through another one. So 91 inside, 92 outside. Pretty good back-to-back sequence on the fastball. Quick 0-2 to Allgaier, who has struck out 17 times, walked 21 times this year. Second base on-base percentage on the team, 455. Stays alive here. Got another fastball. Let's look at our Caltrans keys to the game. Gareth, what do you got for us today?
Well, I think number one is be prepared to battle. If you're out there on the mound, this Long Beach squad will regularly see long at-bats, 6, 7, 8 pitches.
Allgaier stays alive and flares that out of play.
And at times yesterday, I think we had at-bats go 9 pitches or 10 pitches deep. So if you're out there on the mound, be prepared to battle, still make competitive pitches. And then number two, energy early in terms of getting this crowd into it. It wouldn't help, it wouldn't hurt scoring a couple runs in the first couple of frames.
Well, too high there. That was the splitter. Spin rate of only 818, which is well below any type of gripped pitch where you're really trying to spin those seams. Cobb at third after the single and 2 steals. Back to, that's almost a knuckleball at 697 on the spin. That's a tumbling splitter.
If you're in the box, you can probably see the seams stitch for stitch with how that's been spinning.
Heads up.
Well, this is what Allgaier does. He'll make you work, even if you get ahead 0-2, 1-2. This will be the 8th pitch of the AB.
3-2 count. Bautista kicks and fires, and Allgaier takes low. Nice plate appearance for Jake, who draws his team-leading 22nd walk. And now, the best hitter on the team at 394, Jaden Kalura. Behind the plate today after he was the DH last night, but catcher or not, you cannot take that bat out of the lineup. Now the question is, Allgaier, who has 1 steal on the year, with Cobb at third, do they send him early against Bautista? First pitch breaking ball. It's like the slider there for strike one. Is that what you said? Sinker, or rather splitter, fastball, slider?
Yep, fastball, slider, split. for Batista.
Low. 1-1. A first and third play with 1 out. That's one where, you know, sometimes if you're behind the plate, you just mime a throw to make sure the guy doesn't come from third to home. Kalura to right field and deep. Is this going to stay in the park? It does, but it's off the wall. It'll be extra bases for Jaden Kalura. And scoring is called. The third is Allgaier. And Raimondi holds it, but Oakland leads 1-0.
Now batting left fielder, number 27, Noah Blight.
I think there is a little bit of surprise now for even the players that are new on this Oakland squad, that after that first 2 weeks here at Raimondi, they are not getting the kind of balls that go out that they were the first time they stepped on this field. Here is Blythe, second and third with 1 out. Pulls off that fastball, 0-1.
Well, what have we seen with Jaden Kalura in this series? He can hit the high heats. He hit the high heater on Tuesday to tie the score and send us to the knockout round against the hard-throwing Zach Volker. And then here against Batista, who tried to sneak one by him, and he barreled it up.
Blythe looks at strike 2.
That's why he's hitting cleanup for this team, Tyler.
Well, you want to have one of your best on-base guys at the top of the lineup. You have that in Cobb. Santos does that quite well as well. Allgaier does that quite well as well. And then a guy who just puts the ball in play in Kalura. So it's not a prototypical fourth place hitter, a la a Jeter Ibarra, a Christian Almanza. You get some big old first baseman in there that can knock the ball out of the ballpark. Noah Martinez. Let's talk about all three of our left-handed hitting first baseman through the years. But Kalura is the kind of guy that, look, you got a man on third and less than 2 outs, you feel pretty good about that ball getting in play.
And between the table-setting abilities from Cobb and Allgaier and their patience, too, I think that's why Kalura has been such a great fit hitting cleanup.
Bautista bites Blythe on the high heat.
Next up,
And there's 2 gone here in the first. Well, this should be a pretty good matchup now. So this will be power on power from 2 guys that, like most of this team, got to be friends with Nick in spring training. And so it goes that we have Lozovoy and Maloney that were in spring training with Long Beach, and now Bautista is wearing the other kit with the Coast. Kalura at second. The RBI double brought home the first run for Oakland. Allgaier at third. Down the line, but that is sliced foul.
And again, some of these guys got to see Batista up and close during the inner squads, during that week of scrimmages. So if you had the opportunity to face him, maybe you can use the scouting report a little bit, lean on your observations for these types of at-bats here.
It's 1 through 92 there. I mean, other side of the same coin is Bautista may know the deficits of the hitters and may try to pick at those.
For sure. That's what makes this chess match so fun. You got former teammates facing off. They kind of know each other's tendencies. And who makes the adjustments in the end?
By the way, Nick is just a super guy as well. 1-2, Ibarra to center field. That is caught by Pelk. For the final out, but Oakland takes a 1-0 lead on Kalura's RBI double as we head to the second on Ballers TV.
And they proudly carry Oakland Ballers fans to Raimondi Park. Avoid parking and other traffic hassles by taking part to the game. It's a great way to get out and about to enjoy all the Bay Area has to offer, like rooting for your bees. Visit BART.gov/Bartable for other fun Bartable adventures and download the official BART app to plan your trip. Now to you, Casey.
There, Mark, it's time for our first edition of Green vs. Gold Also, if you have a green wristband, you're actually going to want Elena to win this. If you have a gold wristband, you're going to want Haley to win this. This is the bar transportation race. I guess that makes me blue. Nobody wants blue to win. And here comes the race. Remember, you want to root for the color on your wrist because there will be a prize at the end of the game. And we're off early with gold. Blue's charging now. Yeah, Green's jumping in front now. Again, nobody wants blue to win. It's either green or gold here, right? Blue's still in front, though. I know, I promised them blue would win. All right, green charging. It's green. Elena's car wins.
And green now leads 1-0. Hey everybody, eyes up to the press box. Our broadcasters Tyler and Garrett are throwing car prizes from the press box. Leading off, left fielder number 35, Matthew Bardwell.
Bardwell, Jablonski, Mata lead it off against Aiden Rissy. 1-0 Oakland lead. Bardwell's done damage this series with big swings like that. Yesterday, he had a home run, a double, and a single, all which went for RBI, and had 2 other hits as well that didn't. So a 5-for-6 appearance yesterday. Day after he went 0-for-5. So altogether, that's a 5-for-11 series. He also hit 3 home runs in a knockout round that was bested by Tremaine Cobb as a wild broken bat. Leahy doesn't get him in time. Oh! It would have been a heck of an effort, and boy, was it close. We're going to get another look. Credit Bardwell for running this out.
Second baseman,
I think he's out.
I think he is out, but only by half a step.
Jacob Jablonski.
It's an infield single.
I think that foot is just about to hit the bag when the throw is received by Ibarra, but that's a great effort from Leahy in shallow right, going away from his body there.
So Rissy, perhaps the unwanted beneficiary of a close call. This is hit to left field, and Jablonski has hit it out, as he does so often. A 2-run shot on a fastball right down the middle of the plate. 2-1, Long Beach.
Next up, the shortstop number 2.
That'll bring up Anthony Mata, who we have not yet seen in this series. For Jablonski, it's home run number 7. And I feel like all 7 have come at Raimondi this year.
He's got 4 against the Ballers, to be exact. But yeah, it feels like all 7, given every ball hit's been basically to the opposite field. Maybe he did pull 1 homer in that first series.
A pitch to Mata is high for ball 1.
So Aiden Rissy gave up a couple of runs in the first inning of his last start. Now a couple here in the second before then settling in. How does he respond now?
Well, better than some of the responses we've seen, because this at least will not be a 4-pitch walk. And that's the one of the more aggravating things about this year. The hit batters and the 4-pitch walks after home runs. Cobb on, a tricky hop. 1 out.
Now batting catcher number 3.
Boy, is he smooth out there.
He sure is. I mean, as sure-handed as they come up the middle, and I don't think he even read that hop all the way right. Like, he got caught in between, whether if he wanted to charge it or play it on the long bounce, but he's so good with the hands to scoop anything.
Here's Johnny Pappas. Pappas has played in all 3 games. This will be his second game catching. Two for 6 with 3 runs scored. Here comes the 1-0. Tying away 2-0. There's a nice breaking ball for strike 1. Pappas at 167. That's 4 hits in his first 24 at-bats of the new season. And picked up his first Long Beach RBI yesterday on a base hit off of Noah Blythe in the 9th, but they all count the same. Ripped down the line. Could be extra bases. Blythe, by the time he gets to this ball, already halfway to second is Pappas. That's a 1-out double.
Now batting the center fielder, number 7, Eddie Pelk.
Now back to the top of the lineup for Pelk. And even though he's a leadoff man, he's the kind of guy you don't want to see with men on bases. Of course, you could call Tremaine Cobb the same type of player. That gets away from Kalura, and Pappas will take third. It may be a wild pitch. We're going to take a second look just to make sure. And it definitely is a wild pitch. Only slightly shielded from our angle. Now a ball in play, scores a 3rd run for Long Beach. It's fouled away. There's a lot of leadoff men who just are not good in RBI spots. Now, I don't know if this is an analytical change in Major League Baseball, but now you're seeing leadoff men like Nick Kurtz and Shohei Ohtani. Not the guys that you normally would bat leadoff. Usually you put those guys traditionally in a 3-4 hole. In the air, shallow, anyone. Blythe can't make the catch. It's an RBI single. Coming home to score is Pappas. As we suspected, a ball in play does mean a run.
Number 13, Derek
A little blooper in the shallow left center, and it's kind of tailing away from both Cobb and McKenzie. So this is Blythe's ball, but remember, he's playing straightaway left. Look how far he's got to go towards the gap to try and track that down. That's going to be a tough play.
Well, now LaFerrier. It takes high. So a recipient of a little bit of a couple bad bounces for Rissy, as he's got some otherwise soft contact from a couple players, albeit some rather hard contact from some others.
And remember that he probably should have 2 outs in this inning, given the Bardowell infield single he barely beat out.
Leahy is going to take a hop, and it, as I thought it would, is going to lead to just 1 on a fielder's choice. So Pelk is out 4-6. Ferrier ends up on base. And here is Cooper Vest. So 2 outs now in this top of the second. 3 runs are in. It's that 3rd run that kind of is the one that stings.
Yeah.
You think 2, you can kind of, it's a bloop and blast territory, which really what we saw in this inning. This should be the 3rd out. And it will be. Ballers are off the field, not before a 2-run home run by Jacob Jablonski and an RBI single by Eddie Pelk. 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the second.
and no price increases ever. It's like legend. What about super fast delivery customer care? Try 2 minutes.
Thanks, Georgie. I'm here in Scrappy Town where the lines are short and the vibes are immaculate. Scrappy's Bar is right here. If you want quick ways to get to your drinks, get to Scrappy's Bar. Right here, Mama's Boy Pizza, top 10 slice in the nation. Over here, Scrappy's Test Kitchen. We have Provencho here. And Mariah's in the house. Mariah, what do we have here?
Right, we've got a chicken damon right here with a pineapple mole. It's also served with a cracker crema. And then here we have a smoked brisket gorda.
That looks incredible. I'm coming back for that. I also want to show you the garlic noodles, which are inexclusive to the Oakland Ballers Ballpark and a fan favorite. Of course, pineapple whip size the best desserts. And if you want drinks, you can come over here and get some craft cocktails. Everything's going on. It's Scrappy Town. Beyond right here. Come here for the shortest lines in the park.
Leading off for the Ballers, that designated hitter, number 21,
Heffernan Insurance Brokers has been helping people make smart decisions since day one, offering business insurance, personal home and auto, employee benefits, and retirement and wealth management. Make a smart decision for your business or family today. Visit Heffernan Insurance Brokers online at hefins.com.
Cam Buford takes the first pitch from Nick Bautista low. Cam back in the lineup today. The designated hitter did not get to see Nick Bautista because Cam was not in spring training with Oakland this year. 1-1. Buford is hitting .286. 4 home runs and 18 driven in. One and two. And Cam's having a conversation with Kyle Prager. He's like, you want me to cover that low and that outside?
Well, we've seen some wide zones over the course of these past couple of weeks.
Not that time. And that's a heck of a pitch from Bautista.
Yeah, I don't blame him for trying to go back there. If Kyle Prager is going to be living there all night, why not go back there?
Cam was about to burn that last challenge, too, if that got called, I think. That's a ground ball toward the right side. Jablonski on a dive, and Buford just too quick. And he's got leadoff-like speed. I would not be surprised now to see if Cam tried to do what Cobb did in the first and steal a couple of bags.
Well, Jablonski's played a much better defensive second base in this series. You see the range to cover that ground ball, but just a little slip as he's trying to gather himself and make the throw. And with Buford and his long strides, he's able to get first.
And Jablonski made the play. It was very impressive. Abbreviated step, the first one we've seen today from Bautista, and it's high for ball one. We'll just set you off your timing ever so slightly. Leahy takes a strike. Cam always in that wide stance at first base. But he can jump out of it quick. He starts and stops as that's fouled out of play. He might have been going, but he slipped.
And with Bautista, he can just mix it up. He doesn't have to slide step every time. He can still go to that high leg kick at times. He just has to keep Buford off on his toes.
Leahy takes strike three called, and he knew it. One away as Bautista picks up his third K of the night.
Number 19, TJ McKenzie.
Now here's TJ McKenzie, who appeared as a pinch hitter yesterday. It was his second time off the bench in the series, and walked and singled and lined out. McKenzie hits one through the right side. That's a base hit. And now some real speed at first and second with one out.
Back to the top of the order. That's short.
A couple of broken bats, base hits between Buford and now McKenzie, but I don't think TJ will care. He's been trying to find his footing at the plate the last couple of weeks, and that'll, I'm sure, will boost the confidence.
Now the infield's going to back up, which is going to give both runners a large lead. Cobb takes inside for ball one. Well, Coast got a little bit of a jam on their hands. Cobb looks at strike one. With one out, you can kind of take the gamble on a double steal and still end up with a runner in scoring position. Cobb swings through a fastball inside. He helps out Bautista, and it's 1-2. If the Coast turn two here, it's got to be a bullet right at an infielder. Out of play. Well, so far in this inning, with the exception of the one time Cam slipped, no one has even feinted to another base. Oakland with 4 hits. Trying to answer back after the 3-run top of the second. Cobb out of play again. Got another fastball from Bautista.
Foul ball.
You have to respect the fastball from Bautista. This is where you can really pull the string with the slider or splitter.
That is a great take from Tremaine Cobb. That is a pitch that he was swinging at in the first week of the season.
About as good of a 2-strike miss you could have for if you're Bautista.
Bautista's really hitting some good spots today.
He is.
Ground ball, it's right at an infielder hard, and there is your double play. 6-4-3, and a couple of hits for Oakland, but that is it in the second. They trail Long Beach by 2, heading to the third.
Up on July 18th, and it will feature 4 matches from big-time wrestling stars, including heavyweight champion QT Marshall defending his title against LJ Pearl. The battle will begin at 2:30 p.m. in Scrappy Town. You won't want to miss it.
Hit the brakes earlier because there's not some time.
It's time for another edition of Green vs. Gold, and this one is knocker ball home run derby. We're going to try to hit the ball with the bat. On the blue team is Kane. Sorry, on the gold team is Kane. On the green team is Desai. They're going to hit one by one. All right, first up, go. Case. Miss! Green team, Desai, miss! Gold team, Kaden, miss! Green team, Desai, 1-1. 2-1. It's 2-2. All right, this is for the win here. Miss! Oh, I think he missed that one too. One more. That's a miss. That's a miss. Is it going to be green or gold? No! Oh, gold is the winner!
special prize at the end of the game. Leading off, third baseman, number 21, Patrick Roach.
Top of the third, 3-1 Long Beach. Welcome back to Raimondi Park in West Oakland for Coast and Ballers baseball on this lovely Thursday evening. Breaking ball for strike one. Very loud call from Kyle Prater.
Oh, yeah.
I thought the shotgun mic pointed right at him.
He brings the oomph behind the plate.
Mexico has scored. It is 1-0 for El Tri over South Korea. And a mistake from the South Korean goalkeeper who dropped the ball after it was headed up by his own man. Roche singled in the first inning at third base today, not short. Played short yesterday. To center. McKenzie can't get there. That was lined hard, and Roche is going to have a leadoff double. Well, if TJ McKenzie can't get to it, then no one's getting to it.
Number 6, Jackson Bird.
And here's Jackson Bird.
He has just left a couple balls in the middle of the zone, and I think that's just not exactly where he wants them placed. And that time a breaking ball right down the middle for Roche. He's left a couple fastballs, breaker that time. So still trying to sort things out when he's ahead in the count.
Jackson Bird swings and misses through that changeup. It's 0-1. Bird grounded out to Ibarra at first. It was a 3-1 putout to end that first inning. Breaks his bat here. Rissi's got it. The throw to third, and he's out. Breaks a bat and makes a nice play, and good work from Allgaier being attentive on the 1-5.
Great reflexes, didn't rush the throw. He was running on contact. That's how you get the lead out.
Well, Roche, it was the wrong decision, but once you make the decision, you've got to commit.
Yeah.
And so he committed, and he was out by a good 4 or 5 feet. And now Bardowell flares one foul.
And he was probably hoping that ball would get over Rizzi or maybe go over his head, and then you have Leahy or Cobb, whoever's fielding up the middle, but that's a ground ball that would get the runner over to third base. But Rizzi fielding his position helps Oakland get the lead out.
And not the easiest play when you're trying to negotiate flying splinters. Bardowell is single to lead off the second. He came around to score. This will be a lazy pop-up. Leahy's got it. A couple of balls that don't leave the infield off the bat of Matthew Bardowell. Got a single on one and then pops out on the other. I'm just going to say this, if Jablonski hits another home run, they've got to change the beer batter for the rest of the night.
He's got Simonich on this Ballers team.
It's a line drive, sharply hit. Blythe will go into a dive. He can't get it. He's got to get up quick, though. And they're going to hold Bird at third base. A double
Now batting the shortstop,
has
number 2.
men at second and third, with 2 outs for Anthony Mata. Well, a fastball that had some tailing action, the kind of action that sinks into a left-handed hitter's bat. And for Jablonski, he's just not trying to do too much. He's taking that the other way, dropping the bat head, and he'll generate enough power on his own.
It's a nice situation to have. If you're Troy Percival in Long Beach, you have a guy like Jablonski at the bottom of your lineup, just providing a stable presence to keep the line moving and give your offense a chance to tack on more runs. They've just got such a deep lineup, 1 through 9.
Jimmy Diedrich had a quick chat with Rissy before this at bat against Anthony Mata, who we do know as a bit of a free swinger. This is a big at bat in this ball game. Rissy's given up 7 hits, and the Coast have only scored 3 runs at this point. So if he can get out of it here, he'll be looking okay. But Mata is trying to put some distance between these two teams. And there was that first pitch swing from Mata.
I think that was part of the message from Jimmy Diedrich. It's like, all right, hey, we got a 2-run ball game. We do not want to let things slide and snowball like it did yesterday in those 3rd and 4th innings, where Long Beach kind of put some more pad to their lead.
Mata, I believe on the first pitch, grounded out to Trey Cobb in the 2nd inning. One is low. Base hit, I'd have to believe, scores 2. Jablonski does have good speed. A touch low. 3-1. On deck is Pappas, who already has doubled in this game. Too far inside, it's Rissy's 2nd walk, and they're loaded with 2 outs.
Next up, the catcher, number 3,
Johnny Pappas has to take off the shin guards before he comes to the plate. Of course, I still think of Pappas as the guy that drove in 65 for Idaho Falls last year. He's got a lot of that clutch gene. There's a solid strike.
Not your average 9-hitter right now. Like you said, seasoned guy who has a good approach at the plate. He's been in those big spots before.
This is in the air, but I don't think playable. It's off the baller's dugout and out of play. So good for Rissy. He's got a quick 0-2 to Pappas. Now, can he put him away? He'll have a couple extra pitches to work with. And you'd be pretty sure that this will not be in the zone. The 0-2. Not a bad pitch. It gave Pappas something to think about. I think recognized that a little early out of the hand. Ooh. Good on Kalura.
I don't know if Aiden was just trying to put a little bit more spin on it, but that clearly did not come out the way you wanted.
Slightly more aimed than the last one, perhaps. 2-2, just inside. Ballers not satisfied with a challenge use yet.
Well,
They throw that same pitch again on 3-2, they might use it.
Yeah, at this point, you got to. You have to in this high leverage spot.
Full count pitch, they're loaded and they're off. That's ball 4. It's back-to-back 2-out walks.
Now batting
And
the
3
center fielder,
straight
number 7,
base runners with 2 walks. It's an RBI for Pappas. And it's now 4-1. Eddie Pelk is the 7th man to bat in the inning. He takes ball 1.
Walks will always make you groan, but especially walks against the bottom of the lineup. And yes, it's Long Beach, but you just want to give your defense a chance to make a play behind you.
Slight chase from Pelk upstairs, 1-1. And I mean, listen, we've seen 5 teams, 6 teams? 6 teams so far this year. There's not a whole lot of 9th place hitters that are guys where you think weak link. Nice play from Allgaier, who will decide to throw it across the diamond. And it is in time, 5-3. A run in on the walk.
Go to the bottom of the 3rd, 4-1 Long Beach.
It's 4-1 Long Beach on Ballers TV.
The rules would be to have fun and don't compare yourself to other people.
Keep having fun. If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. You know, enjoy every day, stay in the moment, be where your feet are, and just work hard. Just keep working hard and never lose your love for the game. Every time you go out there, just do the best you can. And if you do that, you can be happy with yourself at the end of the game.
My advice to Little Leaguers is to be the best version of yourself. It's something you really want to do in life and strive to continue to work on it every single day.
I just want you to fun out there. Little league guys out there, just play the game for fun. It teaches a lot of things about life, how to be a great teammate, how to play the game, how to execute, how to be on time, enjoy the game, play for fun. Just have fun. That's what baseball's all about at that age. Just having fun, making good memories with your friends. So enjoy it.
It's time now for our Pacific Pipe climb to the top of the Pioneer League standings. The Billings Mustangs enjoying a first place 20-5 record. It's a half game better than the Long Beach Coast at 20-6. Those are the 2 playoff spots right now, and the next closest team, Boise, they're only 3 games behind Long Beach. With this point now, 22 to play, including tonight.
Yeah.
Here's Isai Santos, who struck out against Bautista in the first inning. Fastball there for strike 1.
I believe California teams the rest of the way through the first half between Modesto, Yuba Southern, and Long Beach.
I believe it's 12 against Modesto, 6 against Yuba Sutter, and a remaining 3 after today with the Long Beach Coast. Those games will be the Ballers' first series in Long Beach to begin July. Foul. I already heard from a few Ballers fans who have told me that they are going to make the trip down, which I'm sure will be a ton of fun.
I'm excited for that road trip. Blair Field, a nice ballpark down there.
There's a 1-2. Got a little frame there from Pappas. Might as well stick the landing, even if it's not a 10.0.
The question is, are you going to be joining the Long Beach road trip at any point?
Maybe I should ask the 8-ball, but it is definitely up for discussion. This is out to Pelt, who makes the catch.
I know you want to make a trip down.
I am certainly thinking about it.
The third baseman, number 15, Jake Allgaier.
There's Allgaier with one out now. I guess I can technically cross Modesto off my list since I joined for the preseason game. I don't think that really counts, though. The thing that Bautista is doing right now is he's firing in some first pitch strikes. It's definitely the side you want to be on. It's 4 unanswered right now from Long Beach. That's a nice breaking ball on the outside corner. And Jake doesn't like the call, but Bautista is he's been painting today.
Yeah. The slider in particular has looked very, very impressive. Fastball's got life. He's just kind of mixed in the splitter just to give the ballers an extra look. But the fastball and slider have been great.
This is popped up. Playable. Pappas out of play. Allgaier walked in his first plate appearance. On deck is Jaden Kalura, who drove in Oakland's only run with an RBI double in the first. Two and two. Bautista over 50 pitches now. This will be playable, but for who? Mata. 2 outs.
Now batting defender number 18, Jaden Kalura.
Kalura sent a ball to very, very deep right field, a ball that would have got out in the daytime for sure, but ended up barreling off of the fence as Bird, the right fielder, went after it. Big hit in this game so far is the 2-run home run by Jablonski in the second inning. Gave Long Beach a lead, which they have only built upon. Good for strike 2.
He is just finding the corners, finding the top part, the bottom part of the strike zone. He's just been donning it up, Nick Bautista.
Kalura is gone on 3 pitches, and it's a 1-2-3 for Bautista as we head to the 4th. 4-1, Long Beach.
Advice I have for the young kids that are Bars fans out there, stay with your passions. Find passion in something and do it to the best. If you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
Just keep chasing that dream, keep keep at it and don't let anybody tell you no. Just be a kid and make sure you're having fun. That's the biggest thing growing up is to enjoy playing and just try not to put too much pressure on yourself and be young and keep chasing after that dream.
My advice is to keep working really hard and to trust yourself and believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody will. So you got to believe that you're better than the person on the field, but be humble about it.
Have fun. You got to have fun with it. That's always going to be the biggest thing in baseball. Keep working hard every day. Always put in the work. Just play with love, passion of the game. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a kid's game. Nothing more, nothing less. So just have fun with it.
Little leaguers definitely put in the hard work. This game gets harder as you get older. So get in the gym with your dad, go to the field, take your grandma to a swing, because putting that work out front, you're going to get here just like we are.
All right, Ballers fans, it's time for the Gross Camp Latino Knuckles!
Welcome back to Raimondi Park here in West Oakland. Rubber match between these two sides, the Coast and the Ballers. Series tied a game apiece. Oakland winning on Tuesday, Long Beach winning yesterday. And as we head to the fourth, it is a 4-1 Long Beach lead. Along with Tyler Peterson, Gareth Kwok. Thanks for tuning in on your Thursday as Derek LaFerriere, the DH, will lead off against Aiden Rizzi. Rizzi has thrown 66 pitches, 38 have been strikes. Long Beach has scored 4 unanswered. After Oakland scored the game's first run. LaFerriere, Vest, and Roche, 2, 3, and 4 bats for the Coast. Bounced through the left side for a base hit. That is the 8th hit collected by Long Beach against Rizzi today. Some of it has been soft contact. Some of it has been solid contact. Vest takes ball 1. There's a strike. Last time Rizzi faced Long Beach, he did go 5 innings. Allowed 4 runs, 3 of them earned on 7 hits and 4 walks. Good changeup, he's now ahead 1-2. Struck out 4. Best is 0 for 2 with a couple flyouts. And here he drives one to left, and Blythe will watch it go. Hits the top of the netting, and Cooper Vest, for a second straight night, has gone deep. It's a 2-run shot to left field. His 6th of the year to put Long Beach in front 6-1.
Well, like Jablonski's homer, he's not exactly timed up great on this, but he gets it in a pretty good spot. It's on the outer middle part of the zone, and as a lefty, he can drop the bat head on that changeup.
Second home run of the day for the Coast. This is Roche who takes a strike, 1-1. Long Beach second in the league in home runs. That's now their 58th of the year. Oakland is right behind them in third. Billings is in first. Here's a 2-1. That is headed for the bleachers out in right, 2-2. Roche has singled and doubled. And we have a pitch timer violation on Roche, and that will be strike 3.
He's out. How about that?
He doesn't want to head back to the dugouts, but unfortunately for him, he was in a 2-ball, 2-strike count. He did not get into the box and make himself alert to the pitcher in time, and I think he was trying to ask for time just before Kyle Prager could intervene, but it was too late. So Bird will hit now.
That's a heck of a way to pick up your second strikeout. Now, how are you writing that in your book?
I usually say PC, or I guess pitch clock underneath.
I certainly don't write it as a frontwards K.
One ball, 2 strikes. I'll just write K2 for his second strikeout and then PC pitch clock. So I know that he struck out on the pitch clock violation.
I've seen some who've suggested that laying the K down on its back so that its arms are kind of in the air, pointed straight up, is one way to go about it.
1-2. Watch out. Like doing an aerobic exercise or something?
Exactly.
Like,
yes.
Just getting its getting the heart pumping and flowing. One and 2 on Jackson Bird. Holds up, 2-2. He's listed on the roster as a pitcher. Two-way player. Just a bit low, 3-2.
That's a pretty good tick by Bird, because that was coming from the outside part of the plate, and it crossed over the plate, but too low. And that's one that Reese's might just be going for the freeze rather than the swing.
Payout pitch. Hit to left. Should stay in the yard for Blythe. 2 outs.
Now batting the left fielder, number 35, Matthew Bardowell.
And here is Bardowell.
We have a wardrobe malfunction on the mound now.
Looked like he needed to retuck his jersey in. Line to left. Blythe lays out, and he's got it. Noah Blythe lays out, flashes the leather, and the inning is over. 2-run home run by Vest cushions the Long Beach lead. It's now a 6-1 Coast advantage as we go to the bottom of the 4th on Ballers TV.
All right, Ballers fam, I'm here with Brian from Oxide, and they recently did a Hack the Diamond contest right here at Ramondi Park, and he is about to award the winners of the contest.
Awesome, thank you, Casey. We are proud sponsors of the Oakland Ballers. We loved our Hack the Diamond Hackathon, where we invited people to use technology to democratize baseball. And I'm here with our winners. first, our winner in the hardware software category, a guy, Al, Abdul, and Krishna, who worked on using a Raspberry Pi to build a TrackMan. Terrific work, you three. Congratulations. And then I'm also here with Drew and Rohan, brothers who work together to find a way to connect MLB's RBI program, a program that works to fund inner-city baseball and find a way to connect it better to the neighborhoods that need it the most. Really impressive work from both of these two teams. Thank you so much, and thank you to the Oakland Ballers.
Let's go, Oakland! And let's go inside. Thank you so much for everything you do for us.
Home half of the 4th inning here from Oakland. Long Beach has scored 6 unanswered runs. It's a 6-1 coast lead. And how do the bats respond for Oakland now that Nick Bautista has settled in? Has faced just 2 over the minimum since the bottom of the 1st. Here's Blythe to lead off, followed by Ibarra and Buford. Four strikeouts for Bautista. Blythe's going to show bunts. He bunts it foul.
I like it. I'm sorry, I like it. Why not mix it up? I feel like it's the first bunt I've seen all year.
Like a true attempt, right?
True attempt.
Genuine attempt. Not a half-hearted attempt. Oh, I'm just going to show, but pull back. Or you did have Roche at third playing fairly deep. A 1. And in his defense, he's probably thinking that Noah Blythe is the last guy to lay down the punt, given how much power he possesses. Always trying to kickstart something here in the 4th. Up the middle, Mata gets Blythe just in time for out number 1.
Well, it's a shortstop who trusts his arm, and he knows exactly how much he has to put on it to get Blythe.
There's Ibarra. Time now for our Columbia Bank. Take it to the bank, and before the game, you didn't even, or unprompted, you're like, hey, I got to take it to the bank.
I have one. I thought of it yesterday.
So something's up.
And I thought of it after I had delivered yesterday's rant. And I say this half serious, half kidding. But I get a lot of emails from a lot of folks that, you know, are trying to get on the team and stuff like that. And I would say at a 45% clip, the phrase, I would like to be a part of the team is in there. A part as one word. And so, if...
As Ibarra drills one left center field. Stay hot, Jeter Ibarra. The Pioneer League's home run leader tacks on to his total, his 13th. Makes it a 6-2 Long Beach lead.
Well, that's a breaking ball that he had no trouble with. Dipped right down into a good part of the zone for him. That's almost dead center of the plate. 360 feet the other way.
For a guy that said yesterday in our pregame convo, he wasn't really a home run hitter, but I mean the numbers don't lie. He's got 13 home runs to pace everyone in the Pioneer League. The 0-1 to Buford. No balls, 2 strikes.
I'll finish my dumb thought. If you send me something that says you want to be a part of the team, then I will make sure you are a part of the team, which means you are not on the team. You are a part of it. A part of the team is different. If you would like to be a part of the team, you could be more considered. But if you want to be a part of the team, you shall be a part.
0-2. Now, I thought the way you were about to take this was like almost a PSA, public service announcement with now if you're going to send me an email.
If you're going to send me an email, resend it tonight by 11:59 with your grammar corrections, and I will consider your work.
Use Grammarly, use it however, whatever resource you want to fix the error as Buford finds one in the right for a 1-out single.
You can take that to the bank. Something else you can take to the bank is the fact that I think you're going to see Buford at some point in this Leahy at bat head for second if the baller's down 4.
1 out for Leahy, and Troy Percival hustles out to the mound.
Seen him be hustling out to the mound a lot.
He might be the only manager I've seen in the league that truly hustles for his mound visits. Everyone else likes to take their sweet time, but no, he wants to get in and out.
He's one of a couple of guys that kind of plays pitching coach and manager. Now he's got Jerome Williams. Up in Idaho Falls, Les Lancaster also has Bob Malacky. We see Evan Parker in Ogden do a lot of the pitching conversations himself as well. Here it's Jimmy or Aaron, one or the other. And that's when you have a guy who was a hitter for a Major League Baseball team and a pitcher who pitched for a Major League Baseball team.
No balls and a strike on Leahy.
Each their specific specialty.
Lined foul, 0-2. Well, there's plenty of mutual respect between Aaron Miles and Troy Percival. Troy Gloss, the hitting coach for Long Beach. All three of them at one point teammates with Aaron Miles in St. Louis. Always in touch and catching up, checking in on each other. Buford runs, grounded weakly, but Roche makes the play. Buford to second, 2 outs for McKenzie.
With that particular ball, I don't know that Long Beach would have turned 2 anyway, but it at least ensures now that you're going to have that runner in scoring position, and you're going to give McKenzie a chance to pull you one closer.
Two outs for TJ. The Ibarra home run, his 13th of the year, cuts the Long Beach lead down to 4.
You want to see TJ rediscover some of that pop again. He had a single in his first at bat in the second, but he's been on 5 home runs for a little bit now.
Foul.
We do have final time. Oh, Mexico 1, South Korea nothing. I do believe that pushes Mexico into the round of 32.
Yeah, that should be good now. 6 points. That's should be good enough. 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch is fouled away, 1-2. I mean, 5 and up, 5 points or more, usually you're feeling you should be in. 4, it's kind of 50-50. 1 win, 1 draw.
Give yourself a chance.
Yep. That is just foul down the third base line. Another big one tomorrow afternoon. The United States hosting Australia up in Seattle.
Conveniently well before tomorrow's game.
A noon Pacific kickoff.
You will not see me at the ballpark until about probably 3 o'clock tomorrow.
Well, now I know my report time.
There you go. United States with a chance of their own to get into that round of 32.
Bautista is 1-2. And McKenzie stays alive as Pappas cannot hold on.
Ever so slightly.
Everybody clap your hands.
That's a swing of a guy expecting an off-speed pitch, getting a fastball, and looking off balance, I think. That's my reading of that situation anyway.
Did break his bat and singled back in the second to right field. And that is a called strike 3 on the outside. 5 strikeouts for Bautista through 4. Home run by Ibarra makes it now a 6-2 Long Beach lead as we head to the 5th on Ballers TV.
After natural disaster, water service can be disrupted.
So give your family peace of mind and store emergency drinking water now. And don't forget your pet. Store tap water in clean, food-grade plastic containers. Store 2 gallons of water per person.
Replace tap water every 6 months.
Seal containers tightly in a cool, dark place. So stay prepared like the bees.
It's time for another edition of Green vs. Gold, and this is the Dizzy Beer Batter Pros. Down the line, we have Carson in green and Simon in gold, and they're going to spin for 10 seconds, and then they're going to race. All right, ready, heads to bats, start spinning, go! 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, race. Oh, they don't look all that dizzy. Oh my gosh, that was really close. I'm gonna give it to green though.
Green now leads 2-1. Remember, the winning team gets a special prize at the end of the game. Hey guys, hey folks, don't forget about that promo code. 30% off tickets for any future 2026 Ballers regular season game. The code is SLUGGER. It's good for tonight and tonight only. It does expire at midnight. We want to see you back out here, so go buy some more tickets.
We're watching Oakland Ballers baseball here on Ballers TV and on the Home Team Network. We also welcome those tuning in on our YouTube channel. We are in the 5th. Jablonski against Rissy. And Jablonski hits a fly ball to deep center. McKenzie broke in, then retreats to make the catch.
It's now time for our newly recurring segment, Chat GTP, and chat with G and TP. We want to know in our YouTube chat, we've been talking a lot about this year's World Cup. What's your favorite World Cup memory? I know there's a lot of crossover with baseball and soccer fans here in Oakland. Many Ballers fans are also Roots fans, and I know that the predominant subsection of our 68's crew, I think, is not here because they're watching tonight's Mexico game. So if you have a favorite World Cup memory, let me know.
That's tough. I mean, it's a 1-1 count. Fouled back.
Tomas has a favorite memory. One more time, Tomas. What is your favorite memory?
I heard England.
Argentina's win over France in 2022, and honestly, what else could it be of the last 40 years? One of Argentina's best international performances.
Allgaier has to throw it quickly as that chopper hit the plate and then almost scraped the moon. But it's an infield single for Mata.
I once was in attendance for a World Cup game in Gelsenkirchen, Germany.
Really?
To watch the U.S. play then the Czech Republic in the 2006 World Cup at the Alf Schalke Stadium, which is the stadium of FC Schalke, which at the time was a Bundesliga team. And it was 3-0 Czech Republic.
How old were you at that time?
Oh, 9.
9? You remember it though?
9. I've seen the national team twice. The last time was one of the very last sporting events at Candlestick Park when they played the Azerbaijani national team. And there was a free kick goal. I'm trying to think if it was Mix Discarud. I believe it was a 2-0 USA win. But I had never really been to Candlestick as an adult person because I was a Raider fan growing up and had only pictures of me as a child, as a baby really, at Candlestick for the Giants.
Candlestick, too, not the easiest venue to get to, at least coming out. On one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I'm going to say the 2014 World Cup was when I really got into soccer. So that U.S.-Portugal game where just the tide of emotions from Jermaine Jones's equalizer from like 40 yards away. U.S.-Portugal.
Yes.
I mean, it ended in a draw, but after Dempsey had scored that go-ahead goal with like about 10 minutes to go, you were thinking that they're going to upset Ronaldo in Portugal. Line sharply in the center off the bat of Pappas. So 2 on, 1 out for Pelk, but only Ronaldo doing what Ronaldo does with the game-tying assist.
Was it a Dempsey goal in like the first minute against Ghana in that same cup?
That was, yes.
I mean, that was a group of death. I remember I was in my freshman dorm at ASU at Taylor Place when the draw happened. And they're like, Germany, Portugal,
yeah.
And then to see Ghana, who had previously knocked us out, I just thought, well, that's it.
Yeah.
We're not getting out of that group, and we did.
I mean, on paper, right? You're probably thinking Germany, Portugal, Ghana, United States, as you see Campbell Spradling warming up in right field.
I remember I was a summer camp counselor following the game cast on my phone for the U.S. and Algeria, and I kept refreshing until Donovan's winner at the last second.
Here comes Aaron Miles. Aiden Rissi's night will come to an end here with the Coast threatening again. Mata at second, Pappas at first. It's a call to the bullpen for Oakland here in the 5th with Long Beach ahead by 4.
Sean Caldo. Take the break. Break. Take the break.
Go Bears!
Yes.
Manager Aaron Miles calling for pitching change. Coming in for your ballers, number 40, Campbell Spradling.
Campbell Spradling, the new pitcher now for Oakland. He inherits men on second and first, and 1 out in the 5th. Coast lead by 4. Eddie Pelk, the leadoff man, 1 for 3 with an RBI single in the 2nd. 0-1. A good breaking ball puts him ahead 0-2. Campbell appearing for the 10th time this year. 12 strikeouts in 10 1/3 innings. He has also walked 10. Mata at second, Pappas at first. Long Beach has scored in each of the last 3 innings. And Spradling strikes out Pelk looking with a good breaking ball at the top of the zone.
Spradling, who really has that good curveball, that's someone that's not going to have that kind of action in the mountains. So I think he's glad to be back.
He was the starting pitcher on Sunday in Missoula. Double steal. At least one man going. Throw down the third is late. No balls and a strike.
Bit of a timing play from Mata there. Plenty safe. This is our Chat GTP segment, and we want to know in our YouTube chat.
As LaFerrier crushes one to left, and it is gone.
We would like to know in our YouTube chat, what's your favorite World Cup memory?
Long Beach now up by 7 on the 3-run blast from LaFerrier. It looks like we got a couple of responses.
Yeah, Mass Spectrician said that I had a few German graduate students that were working in a lab I was managing. One of my other employees wore an Italia jersey to the bar, and the look on their faces when he walked in was priceless. For everything else, there's Pioneer League Baseball. 9-2 now. I will say, Mass Spectrician, riddle me this. Mass spectrometry, is that burning up things to figure out what chemicals they are made up of? Is that what that is?
I hope you're not asking me.
No, I'm asking Mass Spectrician. If that is what you indeed do, I mean, the handle, I think, says it all. For some reason, a few episodes of Forensic Files, I think, are coming back to me.
Popped up. Left field line. Allgaier, Blythe. It's going to hit the tarp.
I needed a Chapman or a Donaldson tarp catch there.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think between watching U.S.-Portugal, and then I was on a band trip in Germany during the World Cup.
Oh, hello.
So getting to go to a beer garden and just check that out.
This is a high school band trip?
It was a high school band trip.
So were you of drinking age in Deutschland?
I was. 1-2. Well, that night we did not partake, but there were 4 giant screens, projector screens, showing the games. Lively atmosphere.
I had a sangria at 16 in Madrid. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was perfectly legal.
Let's just say I did enjoy a few Radlers on that trip.
Atta babe. I love myself a good Radler. There's actually a restaurant in San Francisco called Rod House that has some really good Paul Anners on tap.
Here's the 2-2. Full count on best.
I might tempt you as well with talk of a delicious Jaeger schnitzel. And I'm not a huge mushroom guy, but the mushroom sauce on that schnitzel is very creamy and very good.
3-2. Ball 4. Inning will continue.
Now batting third baseman, number 21.
So Aiden Rissy, his final line now, or I should say his line is final. 4 in the third innings. 8 runs, 11 hits, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Here's Roche. 0-1. One ball and 1 strike.
I do have an answer from Mass Spectrician. I no longer work in the field, but yes, it is an analytical technique. It has many applications that would be difficult to summarize. Roughly, it is ionizing chemical species and sorting them by mass. There you go. For context, my 2 required sciences at ASU were astronomy and geology. I did not want to get into the chemistry, biology, physics tracks.
I think I had to take biology. It was an online-only course, though, which required us to, I think at one point, record our own dirt sample. So we might have just went outside of our apartment and just found the nearest dirt bed or whatever, and with like a kitchen spoon, just started hammering away at the dirt. Right center, McKenzie slides and makes the catch. And the inning is over. 3-run homer from LaFerriere. It's now a 7-run Long Beach lead as we're halfway home here on Ballers TV.
True story from Pastime Tattoo. At Pastime Tattoo in downtown San Leandro, we don't just tattoo people, we change lives.
For instance, we have a client. His name's Chip. Before coming to Pastime Tattoo, his life was a mess. He was drinking too much,
Wife left him, he was hanging around the wrong crowd,
getting in trouble with the law.
but then he started coming to Pastime Tattoo.
Getting tattooed all the time.
And now, well, I mean, he still has all those problems,
But he looks a whole lot cooler while he's dealing with them.
you too can have your life changed for the better. Come to Pastime Tattoo, 1394 East 14th Street, downtown San Leandro. Open noon to 8 daily.
Casey, what are you doing on a bike? Did you steal Mike's hot dogs and bike? Why are you on the field? Wait a minute. That must be the path of the hot dog clock. Leading off, the shortstop, number 3, Tremaine Cobb.
Top of lineup for Oakland as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Nick Bautista has been sharp today, just 2 runs allowed through 4. It's Cobb, Santos, Allgaier after 3 more runs were plated in by Long Beach on the LaFerriere homer. 0-1. Line down the right field line. This will be extra bases for Trey. Bird digs it out, but Cobb has his 2nd hit of the night.
I think Troy Percival would love to see Nick Bautista get through 5. He's pitched well enough today where he deserves a victory, but he's got to get through 5 to get there.
And lost in the box score from yesterday in the game that Oakland got thumped, but Long Beach did have to use 5 relievers to get through that. So bullpen has been taxed in this series for Troy Percival. I think that was the one silver lining of yesterday, was that he had to use Hernandez for a second straight day. Will only face one hitter, but I don't think he would like to use him for a third straight outing.
By the way, I have a major correction to issue. There is a 3-batter minimum in this league. I had to go to a non-rule memorandum that was sent out by the league. It is not in the rule book, but a memorandum was sent out last year that said, yes, a guy must pitch to 3 batters.
Santos flies out to Pelk for out number 1.
So the reason I wasn't aware of it because it isn't in the rule book, but they say that you still have to do it, that they take Major League Baseball's stance.
So basically everything from Major League Baseball is carried over between the disengagements, the 3-batter minimum, the shift, pitch clock, of course.
The problem is that at one point in this league, we were playing, whether correctly or not, under the assumption that that was not the case. Because definitely in 2024, we had instances where only 2 batters were faced. And then similarly, last year, we saw it once with the Sky Sox.
Popped up by Allgaier, but it's going to land out of play.
Park at your own risk.
So just to make things crystal clear, there is a 3-batter minimum in this league.
So the protest would have been denied, and the correct call by the umpires was made on the field. So I'd like to issue that correction.
Down the right field line, foul. Which, to me, makes a lot of sense. Just in the case of the Pioneer League being a partner league, and you're just trying to emulate all of the rules in the minors and in baseball, it just makes sense to have it all uniform, or else you're leaving one out of the 4 or 5 changes.
You want to be able to adjust to what you're going to be doing.
100%.
The one exception is sometimes you have that automatic check swing thing that's going on in the minor leagues right now.
Well, now in Double-A, I believe, there's only 1 disengagement allowed. We'll pull up the list. They changed things again in affiliated ball for this year. 2-2.
Last year in the Pioneer League, there was the rule that instituted what was quote-unquote the steal of first, that on any ball that got past the catcher, the batter had the option to try to take first base. And
down the left field line, into the corner, foul, says Ron Adams. Not by much.
That steal of first base rule was used a total of 0 times.
What was that?
Among all games.
Is that if a wild pitch or something?
Any ball that gets by the catcher, you can try to take first base.
For one season?
Yep.
Nobody tried it.
No one tried it.
I thought that was like a banana ball rule.
It was a rule that was first tried in the Atlantic League.
Ah, okay.
When it was the experimental rules league for Major League Baseball. And now that the Pioneer League is the experimental rules league for Major League Baseball, they sort of passed it over.
2-2 on Allgaier. Rolled to second. Jablonski throws out Allgaier. Cobb to third. 2 outs. All right, here are the rule changes beginning in 2026 in affiliated ball. You mentioned the check swing. That's now in the Pacific Coast League, which is AAA. So players are allowed to appeal the umpire's decision, and then they'll use bat tracking technology to determine whether if a check swing went around or not.
Just the PCL, not the International League as well?
No, just PCL. The interesting one, though, in single A, batters will not be able to request time at any point in the at-bat.
Oh, jeez.
Little flare in the shallow center, but Mata makes the grab, and the Ballers go down scoreless in the 5th. 6th inning coming up. It is 9-2 Long Beach on Ballers TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. It's Knockout or Knockout. Sponsored by Mercado in Sacramento. The official auto accident that attorneys of the Ballers. Zach got the days back.
It's the moment you've all been waiting for, Knockout or Knockout! And this is green first called in green. We have Brian. In gold, we have Alexander. It's a father-son battle. On 3. 1, 2, 3, go! Oh, back up, reset. All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3, go on! All right, back up. No, get back over there. Hop up, Brian. Hop up. You can do it. One more. On 3. 1, 2, 3. The son gets the best of the father on this day. Gold is your winner.
Green v gold is all tied at 2.
Sixth inning. Long Beach 9, Oakland 2. Let's take a look at our out-of-town scores here in the Pioneer League on this Thursday night. Great Falls shuts out Glacier 8-0 earlier today. Big leads for Ogden and Billings. Ogden leads 24-7 on the Red Pocket Mobiles thanks to a 5-run third, a 5-run fourth, and then Billings leads 25-6 on Missoula. They scored 13 runs in the 3rd inning.
But paddleheads right now are going through some tough times. I mean, they are really, really banged up with some injuries.
Bird lifts a fly ball to deep left. Blythe has room for the first downs. And then in Idaho Falls, the Chuckers ahead 9-6 on Boise. They're in the 8th. Modesto is shutting out Yuba Sutter 6-0 in the top of the 5th. And the Ballers will host Modesto beginning tomorrow night through the rest of the weekend.
I think the Mustangs are on a better pace than the Ballers were last year. And Oakland, I think, had the best half record of any team in the first half, or at least tied Missoula for the best half record with 37 victories.
Well, Billings were to hang on, which barring
hang on to what, a 17-run lead?
As Bardowell plops one in the shallow center. Hey, it is the Pioneer League.
That was like an 8-iron right there.
Yeah.
From Bardowell.
Sort of caught that awkwardly off the end of the bats, but he's got his second hit. Well, then they would have 21 wins. They'd be 21-5. Long Beach also vying for its 21st win of the year.
And I don't know whether or not the Billings Mustangs will make up that game with Idaho Falls in the first half, which means they could, if it ended today, just kind of have first place themselves, which does not really matter other than to say their record was a half game better. It's all about being top 2.
And right now, both of them with a 3.5 game lead. Jablonski to left center field. That is off the bottom of the wall. McKenzie's throw goes to second, and Jablonski has his 3rd hit of the day. That is the 14th hit of the night for Long Beach. 2 on, 1 out for Mata.
Ballers threw 4 pitchers yesterday, and Blythe threw the 9th. Well, they've only used 2 thus far, but I don't see anyone coming into the 6th inning. So this is Spradling's jam to work out of himself.
The Coast have scored in 4 straight innings. This is just how they've operated for much of the year. Just a relentless offense. Infield is in for Oakland. Mata's 1 for 2. And he's got his 2nd hit, which will likely go for extra bases. 2-run score, 2-run double, and it's 11-2.
He loves that first pitch.
Now batting the catcher, number 3.
You got something he could do with 88 right at the top of the zone. I mean, that's real-time just pepper back up the middle. And pepper off the bat at 103 as well. It's time now for our AC Transit Road to the Show. Only one former baller in action in affiliate ball, and it's the first ever appearance of Dante Stewart in a Jersey Shore Blue Claws jersey. The contract officially signed with the Phillies today. And Dante was 2 for 4 with an RBI triple in Jersey Shore's 8-5 victory.
Very nice. Pappas skies one high in the center. Wind is knocking this down. Look how far McKenzie goes to track it down.
Now batting the center.
Stewart with Oakland back in 2024 came out of the University of Memphis and played half the year with Oakland. 38 games. Joined the team about a week into the second half. Hit .329, 7 home runs, 22 RBI, and scored 28 runs. And was pretty much the starting second baseman the time he stepped on the field until the season ended.
Here's Pelk. Do you remember how you came across Stewart?
Yes. Yes, I do. Dante Stewart was, I believe, recommended at the time either by Dondre Hubbard or Tyler Davis. Someone in Texas knew about Stewart, who had been at Northwestern State and played against them or played with them or worked out with them. And he had just finished up at Memphis and wanted to play. And Laura Geis picked him up at the airport in Oakland and drove him up to YOLO.
The royal treatment. I think I saw Dante play in the draft league when he was with the West Virginia Black Bears.
And that would have been 2022 for you?
Yes, indeed.
You are correct.
It was a nice piece to that puzzle for West Virginia. They were a good team that summer that won it all, I believe.
Now, was that... No, it was Mahoning Valley. Mahoning Valley at one time had Dimitri Young and Ray King as manager and pitching coach, who now are enjoying their second year in the Pioneer League.
Dante Stewart's manager that summer for West Virginia was the former Padre, Jed Jerko. That is ball 4. Pelk with his league-leading 43rd walk of the year.
Power hitting second baseman in his day.
Yes.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 14, Derek LaFerriere.
I was in Frederick. Our manager was Joe Oliver.
The pitcher.
The catcher, Joe Oliver.
Never mind. The catcher, Joe Oliver, of course.
1990 World Series champs over the A's.
Who am I thinking? I'm thinking of Darren Oliver.
Oh, Darren Oliver, yes. 0-1. 0-2.
Adonis Smith was a manager last year, also a former big leaguer.
Joe Oliver won game 2 for the Reds against Dennis Eckersley.
Former big league manager Dave Tremblay was in the draft league as well for a few years.
He was. State College Spikes, former Yankees affiliate on the campus of Penn State.
That draft league, much like the Pioneer League, got the axe in 2020 when the Appy League dissolved the same way the Pioneer League did. But the Pioneer League was the only league, sorry, that New York Penn League, I beg your pardon.
New York Penn League, yes.
The only league, the Pioneer League, to stay professional. The Appy League became College Summer, the Draft League became its own entity. Pioneer League stuck around. The Northwest League sort of turned into a new entity as it made the jump from short season into its now current state as a high A league.
Yes, 6 teams in that league. So talk about seeing your competition frequently.
Boise got the boot, joined the Pioneer League. We saw the one-time Giant affiliate, the Salem Kaiser Volcanoes, get the boot as well.
That's right.
And they started their own league, the Maverick League, which is a 4-team league that I believe just plays out of Salem.
Really? The Volcanoes. 2-2. Florida's going to use a challenge.
Call the ball is being challenged. After review, the call is overturned to a strike.
And survey says it's a successful challenge. Strike 3 looking, but 2 more runs in for Long Beach, and it's now 11-2. Ballers Bats coming up right after this.
Let AC Transit take you out to the Ballers game with easy connections at West Oakland and downtown Oakland Park. Riding line 22 or the NL gets you to Ramondi Park hassle-free. Skip the parking. Plan your trip today at actransit.org. AC Transit moved to the East Bay since 1960. Second bio. It's time for AC Transit's higher or lower. I have Maxwell here. He has some helpers, but he really needs you all to help him as well. You're going to have to guess if the lines are higher or lower. We're going to start with Eastmont Transit Center. That's 98. Is the next line, Fruitvale Park, higher or lower than 98?
I think it's lower.
He's going lower, and he is right. Okay, that's a pretty low number. Is the next line, Montclair, higher or lower than 14? Remember, you can use the crowd too.
I think it's higher.
You think it's higher? You do too. Ooh, that was closer than I thought. That's also a low number. Okay, Ramondi Park line. Everyone should know this one. Is it higher or lower than 18?
I think it's higher.
It's higher. He's right. Maxwell is the winner. And he gets a prize pack from AC Transit. Good job, Maxwell.
Leading off for the Ballers, the left fielder, number 27, Noah Blight.
Ballers Bats have work to do. Down by 9, 11-2, Long Beach lead in the rubber match between these two. Final game of this 3-game series. Blythe leads off. Bautista still in the ball game. He has thrown 89 pitches. 5 strong, just 2 runs allowed, 5 strikeouts for the former Baller. And his first time facing off against the Ballers since he was traded to the coast. Blythe, Ibarra, and Buford. 5, 6, and 7 bats for the Ballers. Broken bat, ground ball. Mata can't get there. Rolls in the shallow center for a base hit.
Now batting the first baseman, number 16.
It's got to be the third or fourth broken bat hit of the Knights, and that will be it for Bautista today. Was given a batter to see if he could get Blythe, but Troy Percival has pointed to the bullpen, and Bautista will depart. It's a call to the bullpen here for Long Beach in the sixth, with Jeter Ibarra coming up right after this on Ballers TV.
Number 23, Ryan Fox.
New pitcher for Long Beach in the bottom of the sixth. Brian Fulks is the new man on for Troy Percival, the 6'3", 190-pound right-hander, 23 years of age, from Rancho San Margarita, California. The numbers for Fulks: 13th appearance of the year, a 6.91 ERA. He has struck out 13 batters in 14 and a third innings pitched. Jeter Ibarra leads off after Blythe reached on a single. 1 ball and no strikes. Fulks pitched yesterday. Only recorded 1 out, walked 2, struck out 1, and gave up a hit. Struggled with command in that 8th inning for Long Beach. And here he's thrown 3 straight balls, 3-0.
Albeit he faced 2 batters and took a little break and then faced another.
That's right. It's 3-0. 4-pitch walk. So Nick Bautista, second time, I should say first time facing the Ballers since he was traded to Long Beach, and he was sharp today, Tyler.
Yeah, you go 5+ innings, you only allowed 2 runs. So you give up 8 hits, no one's gonna care. I mean, he was painting today.
Yes. Fastball looked lively. Buford flies it to right center. Bird charges in. Tagging is Blythe. And on the corners with 1 out for
Now
Leahy.
batting the second baseman, number 23, Nick Leahy.
And you're not going to worry about the hits as long as you keep the walks in check, the runs to a reasonable, and that's what he did. Just 1 walk, 2 runs allowed. He struck out 5.
Two big mistakes, the ball to Kalura and the ball to Ibarra.
Yeah. Here is Leahy. Strike one, which I didn't even think the fastball to Kalura was a bad pitch. That's just how good Jaden is at hitting velocity.
That's true. That's true. I would take it back then. One mistake on the breaking ball to Ibarra all night. One thing I don't want is back-to-back nights of Magic 8 balls.
Leahy, high fly to left center. Barnowell back, goodbye. Nick Leahy launches one out to left center. He has been swinging the bat extremely well over the last week. And he has homered in back-to-back games, number 4 on the season. And it's 11-5, Long Beach.
And it's a rude gift for Falks on his 24th birthday, but that was a long, deep drive by Leahy. And the question is, with how cold it is right now, would that actually get out?
That home run extends his hit streak to 9 games, and coming into today, in his last 8 games, he's batting .424. So he's been swinging the stick. 6-run ball game. McKenzie falls behind 0-2.
One of those runs goes to Bautista, and 5 innings of 3-run ball is still a nice night at the office. This is the Pioneer League. You go, oh, 6 runs? All right.
Yeah.
6 runs? 11 outs left?
Not insurmountable. Strike 3 on the outside. Oakland does have 1 challenge left, but McKenzie will hold it.
Back to the top of the order, the shortstop, number 3.
2 down for Cobb. And on our Sonic home run tracker, that's the 57th home run of the season. As always, your home run tracker sponsored by Sonic Internet.
I guess it is important to add the internet part of it, or else we're giving away some free money to a burger joint.
Free, the Sonic, I love their, is that, oh, I'm thinking of Dairy Queen, I'm sorry.
Thinking of the Blizzard?
The Blizzard.
Oh, now Dairy Queen's getting free ads, too.
I should probably just be quiet. 2-0. Before I start mentioning more fast food
Well, I was going to say,
companies.
Sonic Internet this year is getting their money's worth
Oh,
because
yeah.
you want the home run sponsorship, that's for sure.
2-0. Did he go? Yes. Two and one. I mean, right now they have definitely gotten their money's worth through the first quarter of the season.
Yeah, it is something like a 200 home run pace.
Exactly. 57 homers already.
Now, Falks got that one on strike 3 for McKenzie, but not here.
Cobb has reached base twice. He's 2 for 3. And he'll reach base for a 3rd time. Well, I'll tell you what, if you can get 1 or 2 more in this frame to make it a 5-run game with 3 frames to play, that'll still play.
Well, what do you always say is win the inning? Ballers technically have won the inning. They're 1 better than Long Beach. And they're down 6, which is not a spot you want to be in, but they've done at least damage in this inning.
Eastside takes a strike. Remember, Long Beach's bullpen, 5 relievers were used yesterday to close out a 13-run win for them. So Nobody's really coming in with a fresh day of rest.
I think Long Beach is leaving tonight as well for a game tomorrow.
Cobb runs. Pappas won't even bother, and that is Trey Cobb's 19th stolen base of the year.
Brought to you by LJ Cruz Plumbing and Heating, keeping Oakland running since 1960.
He should be the first to reach 20 at this pace in the league.
I thought you were going to say on the team, because otherwise that's really impressive by somebody else.
That too.
That's a stolen base too, because, I mean, look, now if Eastside just flips one over somebody, that's a 6th run for Oakland.
Santos 0 for 3. 1 for 9 in the series. Full count. They'd love to get Allgaier up to the plate. Give him a chance to bring in one or maybe a few. The payoff pitch from Ryan Fulks is in there for a called strike 3, and the inning is over. Oakland scores 3 on the Leahy home run. It is now an 11-5 Long Beach lead as we head to the 7th on Ballers TV.
Last call. This is your last call for all alcohol and concessions. Alcohol and concession sales will end in the first pitch of the 8th inning. So plan accordingly to get a cold drink and some delicious food.
All right, it's time to check in on the merch booth here at Ramondi Park. And tonight, we have a special merch drop. It's the Bishop O'Dowd colorway. Shout out to Bishop O'Dowd. And if you know anything about the ballers and hat drops, you'll know that if you don't get them quickly, they will be gone. We just did a Cal one. That one's already sold out. So get your Bishop O'Dowd hats right now at the merch booth. Me and Maya are rocking them here, and they are available right now.
Now pitching for your ballers, number 39, Dylan Delvecchio.
We start the final third of our ball game, and we'll see for the second time this series the reintroduction into green and gold of Dylan Delvecchio. I'm Tyler Peterson with Gareth Kwok. To the plate steps Vest, followed by Roshan Bird, against the California native, the San Marcos California native, Dylan Delvecchio. 6 feet tall, 195. He returns to the Ballers after time with the Lake Erie Crushers. Did not record an out in Tuesday's game. Allowed 2 singles, albeit 2 weakly hit singles, and then hit the man at the plate, Vest. So he'll have potentially the rest of this ball game. Spradling goes an inning and 2/3, allows 4 hits, 3 runs, which one came on the home run and 2 came on the 2-run double to Motto. He also walked 2 batters and struck out a pair. Only 4 Ks for Oakland today. A far cry from the 15 they had in their win on Tuesday. There's Delvecchio's first, and it's the 5th for Oakland
That
tonight.
strikeout brought to you by Open Water. Help us strike out faster. Now back.
Delvecchio, who can fill in for long relief. He was used as a starter in that capacity last year after Luke Short went down to the injured list. Kind of filled in that spot, in that role.
It was, well, here's a high drive to center. McKenzie is out of room. A breaking ball that Roche pulls to left center field, even though it was on the outer part of the plate. Solo shot, and that makes it
Now batting the right fielder, number
a
6, Jackson
12-5 ball game. Well, Luke Short goes down, and it's a huge loss for Oakland. They finished 50 games over 500 and have the best, second best winning percentage, most wins ever in the Pioneer League at 73-23. This is a pinch hitter. This is Emilio Corona, who will hit for Bird. Pitch, strike.
hitting for Long Beach, number 11, Emilio Corona.
So an answer back from Long Beach, and now they've scored in 6 consecutive innings. And they're trying to take a second series from Oakland in their home turf. Three-game series starting tomorrow with Modesto. Charlie Hurley is back on the mound for his second start after his IL stint as Delvecchio blows away Corona for a second strikeout.
Now batting
Bring up Bardawa.
number 35, Matthew Bardawa.
Former Ballers bench coach, right? JT Snow.
Yes.
He'll be back in town and in the house.
And former Ballers fill-in pitching coach Alex Leach will also be in town. Alex Leach, who is a Modesto native. And helped with some Ballers recruiting, some of my recruiting over the years. How to put it, not a former teammate, but someone who was pitching in Idaho Falls at the same time I was broadcasting for them. Someone who knows the Pioneer League well.
Modesto is playing some good ball. They've won their last 3 in a row and can make it 4 in a row if they hang on versus Yuba Southern.
They still lead 6-0 in that contest. Officially a final in Ogden now, 24-7. We're not done in Missoula though. Billings hasn't added on anymore. It's 25-6. Nick Klemp is pitching in the 8th.
It has been a rough week.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean.
And I saw today as well, if I open up my transactions list, I don't know if all of these spots were filled, but Michael Ball went on an injury. On the injury list for 10 days. Jaden Bishop went on the injury list for 10 days. They waived a player they had just claimed the day before in a trade.
Yeah.
So either was not ready to go or decided not to come. And then Camden Carlin, who is a two-way player, also was waived. So I don't know, again, if all of those spots were filled tonight, because I can only see one signing, and sometimes the system doesn't pick them all up every night, depending on what time they were filed, but potentially even playing a little shorthanded. Edmonds is going to run it first.
Well, they got guys out. They're trying to find viable replacements. That has not worked out. And then arms-wise, they're just hitting this rough patch. So this is some pretty, I'd have to imagine, some uncharted territory for Michael Schlacht, who has only really put out a winning product each of the last 5 years up there in Missoula.
And I'm not going to say Oakland's part of the old guard, but Missoula and Ogden are, and one of the things I always thought of when I was in Rocky Mountain or starting here was, okay, how do I put together a team to beat Missoula and Ogden? Well, right now, Ogden's playing some decent ball, but the ballers and the paddleheads that are used to winning are having some tough starts, albeit they're 500 mediocre teams. So bad relative to what they've expected.
Right.
But some other teams having some great starts to this season. And you look at the wins for Billings over Idaho Falls early on, you think, okay, let's see what happens when they play some of these more established teams, because they have a whole new staff and a whole new group of guys over there in Idaho Falls. But they've come in and just completely put the hurt on the paddleheads. They've played Glacier very tough and have beat them more than they've lost. They've beat the Voyagers. I mean, they look like a team to beat right now. Strike 3 called to Jablonski, and it's 3 Ks for Delvecchio. He does give up the solo shot, and it's 12-5 as we head to the Planet Fitness 7th inning stretch on Ballers TV.
You might as well participate in the dance game.
Steven Odorica brings in his 4.05 ERA, his 2-1 record, into this game in the 7th inning in a 7-run lead for Long Beach. And he will try to spin some bragging balls past Allgaier, Kalura, and Blight, the first 3 he'll face. The replacements stay in for the Coast. It's Edmondson left. Corona will be in center, and that'll push Eddie Pelk over to right. Fulks goes an inning. Came 1 batter into the 6th inning. Bautista 5+. He only gives up 1 hit, which ends up being a 3-run home run to Nick Leahy. He walked 2, struck out 2, and 2 of the runs attributed to his line. Kind of feel like it's the last inning for Oakland to really try and do something. They put up 3 in the 6th. As Allgaier will get it started with a single.
Next up, the catcher.
You can follow it up. Make it 4-run ball game with 2 to go. Kind of got something going there.
Well, again, with this league, you can put 2 guys on almost instantly. Between somebody gets a hit and then somebody either gets hit or walks or they follow it up with a hit, swing at the bats, 3-run home run, then all of a sudden you're back in the game.
Fleur takes low, 2-0. 1 for 3 with an RBI double. Brendan Beard gets hit big again today. It was 9 earned for Beard in 2 1/3 innings. Rolando Gutierrez, who made a start against Oakland, through the next 2/3 and gave up 8.
Oh.
This is all in Missoula as well.
That's crippling.
High chopper through the right side and a base hit. Allgaier will get the wave to third. And it's 1st and 3rd to begin this 7th. In the blink of an eye, Gareth.
Now batting the left
2 men on.
fielder, number 27.
2 men on.
Noah Blythe.
Here is Blythe, who singled to lead off last inning. Costa Rica allows the first 2 to come on, and a right-hander starts to play toss in the Coast bullpen. It's fouled back.
Foul ball.
Blythe fouls it out of play. Hard to resist those 80-mile-an-hour spinners.
Foul ball.
It's an 0-2. And that is a chase by Blythe, who can't resist that, barricking ball above the zone. Strikeout for Odorica, and that's exactly what he wants you to do.
Yeah, I was about to say, you see the location, you're probably thinking, oh, that's not where he wanted it. No, that is where he wanted it. That's, it just looks like a Frisbee out of the hand. Just looks enticing, but that's the swing and miss he was hoping Blythe would commit at.
And I don't know if any physicists will disagree with me, and I know we have a lot of physicists that watch our games, but that ball is going up when it's approaching Blythe. Chopper. And this inning is over. First 2 are on, and the Ballers can't do anything with it as we complete 7. It's 12-5. Coast.
Hey, Ballers fans. Did you know if you come to a Ballers game on Sunday, you get to run the bases after the game and the whole team lines up for autographs? This Sunday, you can even take your dad to the game and have a pregame catch. So join us on Sunday, where it's always family day with the Ballers.
It's the final edition of Green vs. Gold. We're out here in left field, and we're going to have a dance contest representing Team Green. Okay, Team Gold is going to be Sophia and M, and we're going to hit the music. We're going to start with Team Green. Ready? And go.
Real mad about how we
Very good. All right, Team Gold, jump in there. Sophia and M, what you got? Ooh, back-to-back start. Spin. Synchronize your moves. All right, back to Sophia and M. Let's see what we got. Okay, Green. Let's go. Good job, guys. Amelia and Bowie, once again. Okay, one more time for Gold. One more time for Gold. Let's go. Let's hit the ball. All right. Scrappy, you're going to have to make your decision. Who do you want, Scrappy? Is it green or gold?
Top of inning 8 from Raimondi, Coast 12. Ballers 5, Todd Peterson and Gareth Kwok. Your 2 announcers with you. So glad you could join us here on Ballers TV, or maybe listening to our audio stream on YouTube. This is Derek Murphy now on for the 8th inning. subverting my expectations that Delvecchio was out to pitch the final 3. It may be Murphy for the final 2, or it'll be just 1, and maybe Noah Blythe will love it on the mound again. Delvecchio strikes out 3, but the rest is pickup sticks. 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 run, which was earned, and 1 walk. Murphy pitched last night and had a shutout 8. Allowed a hit to 4 batters and struck 1 out. Face Mata and Pappas and Pelk. Something we like to see from Derek is a good follow-up appearance. I think early on, with a lot of the relievers for Oakland, you get a good outing and then a bad outing, or a bad outing and then a good inning. So I'd like to see some strikes thrown, some quick work, and a quiet 8th.
Yeah, just keep stacking the good outings together. It makes it tough if you can only provide a good outing every 3 or so or 4 or so outings.
Pretty good slider there, 1 and 2. Mata stays alive. A 2-run double in his last at bat. He has 2 hits today. Again, Long Beach is going to jump on a bus and drive down the coast tonight and play a game at Blair Field tomorrow. It's something the Ballers are going to have to do quite a bit in the month of July. They're going to play some 3-game series in Long Beach and then come home, I think, 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
So I've got a couple 4 a.m. arrivals on your docket, my friend.
I am mentally prepared.
I think Mata is headed back to the dugout. It's a strikeout. On the way for Murphy. Well, all of a sudden the strikeouts have gone up. It's now 8 Ks for the Ballers and 4 Ks in the last inning and a third. First pitch to Pappas is a big breaking ball for strike 1.
What is the latest you've ever gotten home from a road trip?
9 a.m.
9 a.m.?
Yep.
With Ballers or with your previous team?
That was with the Idaho Falls Chuckers. We played a series in Grand Junction, and you try to save expenses where you can. We didn't stay for Monday, I believe. Could have been a midweek. In any case, we had left that night. It was a night game. Probably got on the road, let's say 10:30, 11 o'clock. And from western Colorado, very close to the border of Utah, about a 7-hour drive north. All right,
yeah,
minor league ball, you figure it out. You figure out a comfortable spot to try to sleep and make a makeshift bed. That's an error from Ibarra. And there is a cheat sheet for a dropped ball somewhere for Presto. That'll be an error for Ibarra in the first on Oakland tonight. Dropped foul ball.
Good old E3 DF.
There's a strike. Anyway, we leave about 10:30, 11 o'clock. We hit the road. We get to go through some really otherwise beautiful mountain passes. And our manager and our pitching coach had driven separately. So it's just me and the players on the bus along with our trainer. And about an hour and a half into the drive, we hit a dead stop of traffic just across the border into Utah on the highway. I believe it's a road without a divider, maybe 2 and 2. And unfortunately, there was some type of head-on collision that had stopped all traffic in both directions.
Oh.
So we probably were there for a good hour and a half, 2 hours.
Not moving.
We got a bus. I was just walking along the Utah highway. No one was going anywhere. The coaches had taken it upon themselves to turn around on the highway, stop dead, and go back down through Utah so as to almost touch the border of Arizona and come up through St. George. By the time we finally got going again, it was probably closer to about 3 o'clock. And by the time I actually got to sleep during this, but I woke up and it was broad daylight, and we still had about 45 minutes left of a drive in Idaho Falls. Our coaches didn't arrive for another hour and a half.
So
that is not the longest bus ride I've been on, by the way.
Well, yeah,
but
that wasn't a question.
That's one I will always remember.
That longest bus ride, that'll be another story for another day. But 9 a.m.
9 a.m., yeah. Whew. Which was my report time, by the way.
Oh, my goodness.
Usually, and I think for Mondays in Idaho Falls, I usually could show up a little bit later and start selling tickets. I think that was one of the only days I actually got a full day off.
I would hope so.
Yeah. And at the time, I had a gig that actually was almost exactly yours because John Balgini, who was the sports director of KSPZ, not KSPZ, KSPZ, 980 The Sports Zone, which at the time was I believe a ESPN or Fox Sports affiliate in Idaho Falls. He was the number one at home, stayed at home, just did the duties, and then I would go on the road and do all the games by myself, which I enjoyed because at home I kind of had sort of these intern-like duties, things that you actually don't have to do, because you actually can show up a couple hours before a game, which is a lot better. But that was my first job out of college, and my first baseball job out of college, I should say. And I learned a lot there. It was a ton of fun. And we went to the playoffs, had a one-game divisional series in Missoula, and lost 15-1. Is this gone? No. Not this late. Blythe catches the ball. And the inning is over. We'll take a break and come back. 12-5, Long Beach.
It is time to crown our Ballers fan of the game, and I have in my hand a baseball signed by Charlie Hurley, Ballers starting pitcher. And I'm going to walk around back here, and I'm going to scan the crowd and decide who gets this Charlie Hurley baseball. I'm going this way. I think it's Piper. You get the Charlie Hurley baseball. You are our Ballers fan of the game. Thank you for coming.
It's all over. Oakland are Pioneer League champions in 2025.
Hey, Baller fans, we love you guys, we cherish you guys. We love that you were with us the whole season.
I know for me it means the world seeing all you guys out here supporting us.
The Oakland 68s, they show up a lot, and it's fantastic. It brings, vibes and energy to the stadium. It really encourages us to play better and just play for Oakland. Ballers fans, you guys are the reason why we're here. One thing we hear all around the league when we travel is how hard it is to come in here and play.
Thank you, Ballers fans. We appreciate all your support.
That really makes the world of a difference, and really makes it enjoyable to come out here and play the game today.
Show up, show out, be loud for us to bring the championship back to Oakland.
Yeah, see that drip.
Thank you, Ballers fans, bringing the energy, showing up every day, day in, day out. You guys provide us with the biggest home field advantage. There's nothing like shaking hands with Ballers fans before and after the game. Thank you for coming.
Odorica against Buford, and then Leahy and McKenzie in this bottom of the eighth, and the first time since the first inning that the Coast do not score. Strike one. Gareth Kwok, my broadcast partner. I'm Tyler Peterson. Gareth, turn the table. What was your what was your latest arrival?
Latest arrival. Well, 9 a.m. is hard to beat. I think
I don't want you to beat it, but let's talk.
I think it was maybe last year at 3 a.m. No, it might have been my first year in affiliated ball with New Hampshire. That was, I think, a 3 a.m. Return back to the stadium.
Bus?
Yeah, bus. Well, here's the thing. With New Hampshire, we go to Binghamton, New York, upstate New York. That's about a 6-hour ride. So you're thinking, okay, well, you should be back in time. But Binghamton, one of the few teams in the league that does Sunday night games.
Ooh. Oh, that's a big swing and a miss.
5 o'clock starts on Sunday night games. So, and that, I don't know if it was there was a rain delay or if it was just a long game, but by the time we left the ballpark, it was probably about 10 or so. A solid 6-hour ride. I don't think we wanted to take a stop because we knew it was just going to add time. So, you know, everybody's passed out, just eager to get back. And so I think we actually pulled up to the stadium at around 2:45, 3 a.m.
Second baseman, number 23.
That's probably the latest.
Let me ask you this. When you were on that trip in Montana, I lived in these Mavericks and Flying J's and loved that we used to stop in, throw a few bucks into a slot machine in Montana, buy some jerky and nuts. Now, you guys, I don't think, ever had to drive through the night. You all only had morning buses, right?
Yeah, only morning buses. 8 a.m. bus from Missoula to, Kalispell to Great Falls. And then we took a 10 a.m. bus from Great Falls to Missoula. The only tough part, you could say, was just the wake-up calls for the flights, for both flights. 5 a.m. wake-up call coming back.
Leahy, a 3-run home run in his last at-bat. Tries to smooth things out here. I'll tell you this, I really do enjoy being on the road. It's a ton of fun to hang out with the guys and go to different ballparks, see the local action, you know, get to meet some of the other good folks in the league that we get to talk to all the time. To do that, and to do the assistant GM job, it was quite a lot.
Yeah.
So I figured, you know what, for my sake and for the sake of this team running efficiently, probably shouldn't travel anymore. Some tight throws from Odorica over. And I don't know that Cam's going anywhere in a 7-run deficit, but he can take a big old lead now. There he goes. And Cam Buford is going to get Nick Leahy a base hit. Jablonski went to cover. Would have been a double play. And you could say Odorica kind of got Nick Leahy a base hit there too.
Yeah.
Jerome Williams.
Cam Buford with the reflexes to just back away from the ground ball. If only he stayed upright, I think he would be at third base, but
well, the Ballers tonight have left 8 on, which is part of their problem today. They had second and third with 1 out in the first. Didn't get those guys in. I take it back, 7 they've left on. The last inning, they had the first 2 men on, back-to-back singles, and then went strikeout double play. So at this time, it kind of feel like a little too late to really create any kind of magic, but At this level, which is about wins and losses, is also about each player's ability to get their own stats up to try to become a prospect and get scouted. So we got a McKenzie here. Overturned to a ball, and McKenzie, the first pitch ball. So these guys are going to make sure that they get their statistics as well. You don't give away at bats when you are actively being evaluated, not just by your own team, but by scouts. McKenzie's going to try his luck again.
The call is confirmed. Oakland is out of bounds.
Yeah, well, McKenzie's 1 for 1 today. Who got the first challenge wrong? I'm trying to think now.
It was Kalora.
It was Kalora
behind the plates, challenging a strike.
Ground ball. Jablonski has a nice play at second, not in time at first. It's a 4-6 putout on the fielder's choice. And that'll bring up Tremaine Cobb. By the way, 12 hits for Oakland today, which is a lot to only produce 5 runs.
They've hit into 2 double plays.
First pitch at 81 from Odorica.
It's not like they haven't been creating offense, but just haven't quite gotten the big hit.
Well, you might see McKenzie go here because now you've created a situation where a hit brings in 2, and they don't want to accidentally hit another double play. There goes the runner, and it's very high and away, and that's a steal for McKenzie.
That's stolen base brought to you by LJ Cruz Plumbing and Heating, keeping Oakland running since 1916.
3 steals for Cobb today, and 1 steal for TJ.
Well, and you just never know with how Long Beach's bullpen. Yesterday they had that 8th inning where a couple guys just couldn't throw a strike. They didn't have to swing the bat at all.
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single ball. 2-2 to Cobb, who already has another multi-hit game. 2 for 3. High chopper. Mata's only play is to first. And it is an RBI ground out for Trey, and it's 12-6.
Now batting the right fielder, number 9.
Well, potentially staying out of a double play. Santos at the dish with a runner at third and 2 outs. Santos 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts, 2 flyouts. One of 1. You know who would love to bat in this inning?
Who?
Cam Buford.
No? We want to channel some of that magic from the road trip, man. I think they batted around 3 times on that Sunday against Missoula.
Isai? No. I might channel a little Mike Krukow in the 9th if, say, there's a leadoff walk. It all began with a leadoff walk down 6 in the 9th.
The thing is, in this league, it actually comes to fruition.
East side, this is a high, deep drive down the right field line, and again, foul. So he's taken on left field, and he's taken on right, and has just fleeted a little bit wide each time.
Nothing is too far-fetched. I mean, Mike Krukow's success rate, if he were to say that in the Pioneer League, he would actually, he'd be winning, probably. Be a good success rate.
So we'll see yet another pitch. 4 consecutive fouls.
Seventh pitch of the at-bat.
Two and two. Jablonski to end the inning. Ballers get one back on the RBI ground out by Cobb, and it's 12-6. Headed to the 9th.
Ballers fans, we're going to need you to make some noise for the Oaklandish Cannon.
Let's go to the 9th. It's 12-6. The Coast lead the Ballers. Tyler Peterson and Gareth Kwok with you. I'm ready to name our Ava Energy electrifying play of the game. And a little partial to Noah Blythe's catch left field.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Laying out in left.
He shot out like a bolt of electricity. Something anyway like that. Here's Vest, who has homered once today, is 1 for 4. We had a crowd of 1,607 here at Raimondi Park tonight, and just a couple of the hardiest fans left, maybe a couple hundred. And I'm willing to hand out some Quade Raimondis tonight, as we are in feels like 58-degree weather.
Yeah, the draft has reemerged tonight.
It's out of play. Speaking of draft, we're coming up on a couple of drafts soon. The Sharks are extremely active with their picks right now. They've traded 2 away in the last day to move around different spots and acquire Kesselring, the defenseman, and a forward prospect. And more about pick swaps than just straight 1-for-1s. But
don't they have the number 2 pick?
They do have the number 2 pick, and they had 20, and they traded down to 27 to get a pretty decent right-handed shooting defenseman. And then the question is, what is Mike Dunleavy going to do? And I mean, there's a lot of what is not just the draft either.
Yeah.
There's more than one hole, the Golden State Warriors right now, that needs plugging. But certainly finding a draft pick that actually is going to contribute in a meaningful way.
Between the injuries to Jimmy Butler and Moses Moody, you find someone with a little more upside, or you find somebody with a little bit more readiness to play. With
I'm happy for them to take a scoring wing if they can. Challenge.
The call of a strike is being challenged. After review, the call is overturned to a ball. Long Beach has 2 challenges.
Pat Roche. Did not care for that call.
He's trying to hit for the cycle. He's a triple shy.
Well, he'd probably have to bang it off the 389, 398 numbers in center field. There's not a very good triples alley spot, maybe right down the first base line. I have not, yes, I did. Hunter Hiskey hit for the cycle, and I want to say a 30-15 victory for Idaho Falls at Rocky Mountain, my first year in Rocky Mountain. The last 2 players to pitch in that game was a position player who gave up 12 and a primary pitcher that gave up 12. I think that was over the course of 3 innings. It will not be a cycle for Roche tonight as he strikes out. Second K for Murphy, who's having a nice couple of days.
Yeah. It's a scoreless 8th yesterday, and then now he's got 1 2/3 of strong relief for the Cal State East Bay Pioneer.
Here's Corona, who I think the Ballers pretty much have a book on Corona. It's just a matter of if you don't execute, he's going to hit it out of the ballpark. Heads down. Two outs for Corona. For Oakland, you'll see Allgaier, Kalura, and Blythe, the first 3 to hit for Oakland in the bottom of this inning. I'll just say 6 runs is not 12 runs. Now, if the first 2 guys get out, then okay. The Ballers had a couple of 5-run leads, though, in either Great Falls or Glacier that evaporated quickly. I was listening along the whole time, my friend.
I don't know what was more, stunning. I mean, Great Falls, it just...
Glacier for me, I mean, the ball that Blythe dropped, that was a hit, but the ball that McKenzie dropped...
That was stunning.
I mean, a couple in a split, actually 2 balls actually that Blythe dropped. Now I think about it, there was the one to right center, then there was the one that he ran in on. Both which are what I would say above ordinary effort. Plays as a 3rd strikeout for Murphy. 6 to tie, 7 to go home as we head to the bottom of the 9th.
Awesome.
Cesar Sher. Or is that Scrappy the Rally Possum?
I understand that there's a European version of opossum versus the North American possum. I don't think it's just possum without the nose. Wait, no, it's a North American. It's an opossum.
He's a possum, right?
What makes you so sure?
I thought opossum was like bigger and scary. I love opossum.
The color of his tail?
And I like the alliteration of the possum.
Possum, opossum, my possum. Opossum, your possum.
Possum. Scrappy is he's a possum.
Well, he's like less trashy, so he's just a possum. Today he's a possum. Opossum. He is an opossum. I like that O in front of it. I think he's just a possum. But I can't confirm or deny. Jorgito, what do you think? Is Scrappy a possum or an opossum? What's that? Scrappy is poopy.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for Long Beach, number 29, Jake Dixon.
The familiar sight of the left-hander from Clovis, from Sanger High, from Fresno State, the Central Valley boy himself, Jake Dixon, is back on the hill for yet another game at Raimondi Park. He'll face the now right-handed Jake Allgaier, the right-handed Brendan O'Sullivan, who is on deck, and then probably Jeter Ibarra. The mission, should Oakland decide to accept it, is to get Jake Dixon out of this ball game and probably Zach Volker into the game.
Yeah.
Not that it matters to them, as this is the last game of the series. Make some noise. This is hit hard, but not hard enough. Here's O'Sullivan.
Pitch hitting and making his baller's debut.
Not making his ball debut.
Correction, not making his baller's debut. Number 8.
Here's O'Sullivan.
Watch out.
Who's still looking for his first pro hit. Yesterday, as a pinch hitter, he hit into a fielder's choice, then walked and scored a run, and flied out. Again, the infielder from Pleasanton, 5'11", 190, finished up his year at UOP, University of the Pacific.
Also played at St. Mary's for a couple seasons.
UNLV.
Oh, excuse me, UNLV, you're right.
With Matthew Maloney. Just off the plate was a rival of St. Mary's to some degree at Pacific. At least regionally. I don't think there's a huge rivalry between those two schools in the WCC, but conference opponents. Someone maybe Dylan Del Vecchio saw. Well, now that I think of it, I think it's only his final year at St. Mary's, or at Pacific.
It's okay. They're all changing conferences.
2-2. Well, I'll tell you this much. It's fouled away. You will not see Oregon State and Washington State playing the WCC anymore.
Yeah.
The Pac-12 is back, baby, next month. Texas State became the 9th member of that conference. 8th member in football. Gonzaga will be added to that conference as a non-football member. Sullivan stays alive.
Colorado State, right? They're in the Pac-12 now.
Colorado State, Fresno State, Utah State, San Diego State, Fresno State, where Jake Dixon went.
Well, Boise State also, but you got Boise State and Colorado State that both don't have baseball programs.
It is also true. But Dallas Baptist is joining as a baseball-only member of the Pac-12. How about that?
Oh, really? I
Yes.
did not know that.
An affiliate member, I believe they're called.
Wow. Well, then that makes them definitely one of the favorites. Dallas Baptist, always one of the top mid-majors.
Well, you got Oregon State in there.
Yeah. That should be good competition.
Full count pitch is hit toward left center field, and Corona is going to track this down. Sullivan will have to wait at least one more day.
Now batting the left fielder, number 27.
2 outs now for Blythe. We will have a short post-game show for you after this final out. Move you on from this series to the next. And I will say, for the purposes of travel, I don't love 3-game series, but boy, for the purposes of variety, it is nice to see Modesto tomorrow and not 3 more games of Long Beach, who we've already seen now 9 times. I loved last year, by the way, for those who remember. 8 homestands at Oakland, 8 6-game series, and 8 different opponents. That was a lot of fun. To only play Yuba once at home last year. That was great. We got pretty sick of Billy Horton's YOLO high wheelers and only had to see that then defending championship team here at Raimondi last year, and they had some good years. They did not make the playoffs last year. Because boy, between the team that Billy put together in 2024 and this team, which kind of really felt its groove in that second half, there were some big battles, and there were a lot of good players on that YOLO team. 4-1 to Blythe. And that'll give Ibarra one more at bat.
Now batting the first baseman, number 16.
So after today, what, I believe 15 more meetings between these two sides? 24 total.
You got it then.
So 15 more.
It's a nice 12 and 12 equal between the two halves.
Yep.
Ibarra looking for his 3rd multi-home run game in 5 days. That's outside. Solo shot in the 4th, and he's homered off of Dixon already once this year. One and one. High and deep to right field. It's going to get out of here. Oh, I thought that thing was going to die before the track. Jeter Ibarra has just hit his 2nd home run of the game. It's another multi-home run game. And that got out by about 6 inches over that yellow line.
You can see the bullpen's reaction. I mean, holy smokes. 7 home runs in his last 4 games.
Pitch wasn't even a strike. That was inside, and he turned on it. Well, he needs to go.
Somebody call this man. Somebody call Tyler. Tyler will put in.
I'll make you a great deal,
exactly.
Which is you can have him in your Major League organization tomorrow.
I mean, he is more than qualified to be in the minors right now and seeing at least A-ball competition.
Because he right now is at a home run pace that we have not seen by any baller. That's his 14th and his 7th in the last 5 days. Four-run ball game with 1 out to go. Well, they haven't got someone up in the bullpen yet, but now, as I say that, someone's taken off their jacket. Well, Aaron Miles and the switch-hitting Jake Allgaier moved from the left side to the right when Jake switched and Aaron brought in Brendan O'Sullivan. But it's the lefty that gets to Dixon for a second time this year with this swing. Look at that.
Lefty on lefty crime.
3-2 is popped up, and this should be the ball game. Oh, it is.
Final score, Long Beach
Jacob Jablonski.
That was
That's a heck of a catch.
That was the pop-up waltz right there.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Make it a night at the press
Time of the game, 2 hours, or 3 hours and 15 minutes. We'll take a break. Ballers lose 12-8. Ballers postgame show is up next.
So you want to move your car before you enjoy the press conference.
Thank you for coming out to historic Raimondi Park, Ballers fam, and we are just getting started on this homestand. Tomorrow, it is the town experience. There's going to be a hella Juneteenth festival right next to our Prescott Market. It's going to end, and it's going to flow right into here at Raimondi Park. Saturday, Anarchy and the OAK Stay Out will be performing here at a block party. Gates open at 2:30, and of course, Sunday is Father's Day. It's going to be packed. It's going to be amazing. There's going to be a pregame catch on the field. Kids will get to run the bases, and the entire team will line up and sign autographs. So come on back to Raimondi Park, right here in West Oakland.
What's our time back, Thomas? Thomas? How much time left? Yeah, in the break. Right now? No, we are in break. Are you ready? Anyway, so no. We're going to start talking, okay? All right, here we go.
Welcome back to Ballers Baseball. It's a 12-8 final here from Raimondi Park. Nick Bautista, he comes back to Raimondi after spending spring training and start of the regular season with Oakland and picks up his 3rd win of the year. And he was sharp tonight. I think just beyond the statistics, the way that he pitched tonight, and give credit to Pappas, he called a good game as well, but boy, did Nick hit those spots he was trying to hit.
Yeah, he was hitting his spots. The fastball looked good. He was sitting 93. The slider was his best secondary pitch. Kind of this loopy slider to just get these hitters off balance, and then he had the split or two working. So, you know, you have all three working, and like we've said throughout this series, Tyler, the starting pitching has just kind of dictated whoever wins these games. And with Oakland, it was on Tuesday, but Long Beach in back-to-back nights between Hemmerling and now Bautista. And you give credit to Bautista for going 5, pitched into the 6th, 8 hits. Doesn't really matter when you're limiting damage. You get a couple double plays. Defense was good for the Coast. And I think for Long Beach and Bautista, now that he's a member of the Coast, you have somebody who you can really rely to get 5 solid every single time.
A little bit of trouble after that is 5 runs came from the bullpen. Falks gave up 2, Odorica gave up 1, and then Dixon gave up 2 as well. It's not going to trouble the Coast, who are now enjoying a record of 21-6, which is still 2nd place in the Pioneer League after an enormous victory by Billings, 26-11. Finally, I can report as your final score in Missoula. As for the rest of the league, Great Falls, a 8-0 victory over the Range Riders. So things are working against Scott Gladstone tonight, as both the Coast and the Mustangs win. Ogden, a 24-7 win over the Red Pocket Mobiles. The Chuckers finished off a victory over the Hawks at home. I believe that's win 4 now for Idaho Falls, and trying to complete, I believe it's a 9-game series against Boise. 6 there, 3 at home. Modesto and Yuba, are we officially a final in Modesto tonight? Yes, we are. It's a shutout. Modesto shuts out Yuba 9-0. Devin Hernandez goes 8 innings, 2 hits, no runs, a walk, and 8 strikeouts. And Devin, I'm glad we will not see you in this next 3-game series, but we're probably going to see you in Modesto. Cooper Garrison finished off that final out. Modesto are playing good baseball. I believe they're 16-11, I want to say now.
Yeah, 4 in a row now.
Well, they put themselves in striking distance should either Long Beach or the Billings Mustangs lose a step, and I think they're still going to have a series against Long Beach. Oakland, who are not going to have a ton to say for this first half, might actually take the role of spoiler for one of these two teams, as they still have 12 with Modesto of the final 21 games. So you go 6-6 against Modesto. You see the Coast and Mustangs still win. They could keep Modesto from a playoff spot.
I mean, that's sort of the role that Oakland has might have to embrace, considering how things are going. But hey, nothing wrong with playing spoiler, and nothing wrong with ruining some playoff chances, especially with, like you said, matchups coming up with Modesto, a matchup versus Long Beach as well. So that's kind of the mentality perhaps that Oakland will have to embrace.
And you don't want to be in that spot, and you want to figure this thing out. You don't want to just say, hey, look, we're going to be 0-0 when the second half comes. So we'll just wait to then. You want to do it now so that you kind of are already in your groove when you hit 500 again, and then you can really take off. But it may not happen that way. So they have to find whatever it is that is going to turn them into a winning ball club again, because they are now back to 3 games under 500. They've dropped this 3-game series at home after coming off a pretty good series victory in Missoula. And you want to at least finish, as they did their first homestand, this 6-game series, at 3-3 with a win over Modesto. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. It'll be the first time the two teams play. We'll have a 6:35 start for you. And let's just talk about Charlie Hurley very quickly. Started the year a little rough. Spent some time on the aisle after the very obvious hamstring pull that he had in that game. And luckily, it was not as severe as we first thought. Comes out to Missoula in the mountains and pretty much dominates the paddleheads.
Yeah, he just one run, one hit allowed in that start. And, yeah, by far the best start that we've seen by an Oakland pitcher. But, yeah, just the way he mixed up his pitches and his speeds and against a Missoula offense, albeit, they didn't have two of their best hitters, but still, that's the encouraging step for Hurley. Now, how does he do against a Modesto team that's coming in with some momentum? They've won 4 in a row now, and again, they've never faced Hurley before, too. So that'll be the interesting chess match, but you have to like the result that was from last week, and now can he take it here to Romani tomorrow?
All right, well, I want to thank you all for joining us tonight on tonight's broadcast of Ballers TV. I want to thank Gareth Kwok, who was alongside. I want to thank Tomas back in our Buenos Aires studios for putting us on the air tonight. I'm Tyler Peterson. Once again, the final score, it's Long Beach 12, Oakland 8. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening. Thank you. Good night.
This time I went all the way through and then I missed the last step where you're supposed to put the Homer away. This part.
When we were
I did it until
about to go live, but before you started your stuff,